Wow! I'm very sorry, everybody. Happy Wednesday! It's Wednesday, my dudes. Happy Wednesday. I'm tired. I've had a morning, to tell you the least. Anyways, I hope you guys are all doing well today. Just a reminder. I'm gonna say a reminder because it's on the screen. But Friday is the last day to pre-order your spring Poseidon merch. If you want to guarantee yourself a playmat, sticker, keychain, any One Piece Dawn cards or dice sets, now is the time to order. If there is any extra, they will be put up for sale, but there's no guarantee that they'll be extra. So if you want to guarantee yourself some Poseidon merch, Friday is the last day to buy it. Let me go spam it in the chats. It's awesome merch, guys. The dice set is so cool. The dice set is actually freaking fire. It's so cool. So go pick yourself up some Psy merch. There's also a bundle. You get like a nice foil signed mat if you order the bundle. It's pretty cool. Oh, I didn't realize Marshmallow was in my room. Hold on one second. I'm sorry. I didn't know you were in here. Okay. How's it going? I'm doing okay. I've been very busy this morning and I'm tired, so we'll see how long today's stream is. We'll see. We did a long stream yesterday, but it'll be my last stream probably until Monday next week. So you guys won't see me for a hot minute because I'll be in California this weekend for the Fun Anime Expo festivities. So, yeah. Okay, hold on one second. Hi, everybody. So it'll be my last stream until probably Monday since I'm coming back. I think on Sunday. I think Sunday is when I'm coming back. So we shall see. Technically, I get back early enough on Sunday where if I want to stream, I can. But I don't think I'll be able to. Knowing myself, I'm probably going to be too tired. So I'm going to try to stream on Monday next week. We'll probably play a game or something. I'm not sure. I'm not sure what we're doing. But yeah, I had a lot of fun yesterday in yesterday's collab. We did what? Gambo with friends? I'm not gonna lie. I think I had to like force myself to stop playing because it was just you know, my brain just kept wanting to keep playing, but I'm like, no, stop your side before things get out of control. It's fine, Cyrus, you need to. I appreciate it, thank you. I mean, the problem I'm having is like, I'm trying to, how do I say it? God, how do I say it? My brain is like short-circuiting. There we go. I am trying to overwork myself during the first half of July so I can get some content done. So, because I won't really be here very much during the second half of July, unfortunately. I won't really be here. So I've been working a lot to make sure that you guys the second channel's taken care of. Everything's just taken care of before I go. And it's a lot. I will say this, like, the quote-unquote, like, summer vacation I took from class hasn't really felt like a summer vacation, like, at all, if I'm being honest. Like, it's nice to not have deadlines for assignments and having to, like, sit for hours and study. Like, it's been nice not having to do that. But I feel like because all that extra time that I would have been doing that, I've been putting it in other places. So I'm kind of tired, I'm not gonna lie. But I'm going on a nice vacation very soon, so hopefully it'll be all worth it. It'll be all worth once I'm back, I guess. once I've been yeah. But I did confirm yesterday that there will be a lot of Poseidon merch to buy at Offkai. So if you're going to Offkai, the deck boxes will be available, the mats will be available, the One Piece Dawn and leaders will be available. So if you're going to Offkai and you're looking to buy those, it will be available. I think I will be signing some of them. I won't be signing all of them though. I'll be taking it out of the box, signing it and putting it back in the box. So yeah, I'm probably gonna have to figure out how I'm gonna do that. I'm probably gonna have to do it after hours. The basic digital vacation, Lamau. I still haven't watched the rest of the Amazing Digital Circus. I'm not gonna lie, I did get spoiled on Twitter, and I knew it was gonna happen. I knew I wasn't gonna be able to avoid it. I did get spoiled, so I'll have to pick up watching it at some point. Maybe one of these react days will do it. Today we're probably gonna do some MandJTV and some more parts. At least that's the plan. That is the plan for today's stream. I don't know how long it'll be. I actually have some stuff I need to do tonight, so we will see how long I can stream today. We'll see. I'm gonna try to go for 4 hours today. Question mark. It also occurred to me today's the first day of July, which means I'm getting a little bit closer and closer to going back to class in August, and I'm like, get me out of here, brother. I'm tired as fuck. It is Canada Day today. I need to call my dad. It is Canada Day. Did you know the movie's on YouTube free to watch? Yeah, I believe all of Digital Circus is free to watch on YouTube. You know what's coming? What's on digital now? Obsession. I'm probably gonna go rewatch it now that it's on like streaming and digital. I'm so excited. I love that movie so much. If you haven't gone and seen Obsession yet, if you're like a horror fiend, definitely watch it. Even if you're not, like I'm not. I've learned that I really like psychological horror, which I don't know if this falls under. I think it does kind of ish. This the Obsession I think is a lot less. There are jump scares, but it's not like what makes it scary. It's just it really fucks with your brain. What episode? Can I just be honest? I don't fucking remember. Like that's how long it's been since I've seen Digital Circus. I don't remember. I do not remember at all. I don't. That's how long ago it was. I forgot. I forgot what episode. It's been that long. Like, I guess it's cool. Like, I'm not like, I think Digital Circus is fun. I think maybe I don't want to say I don't care for it. Like, I feel like that's wrong. That's a really bad thing to say. But like, I'm just not like cuckoo crazy for it like some other people. I wish I was kind of cuckoo crazy about it like other people, but I'm not, unfortunately. I mean, I guess my interests lie somewhere else, but I mean, I'm down to watch the rest of it. Last one you watched was episode 3. I don't think it was episode 3, actually. I think that was way too early. You'll have to check my React channel to see which was the last one I watched. Because it definitely wasn't episode 3. I think it might have been 4 or 5. It might have been 4 or 5. I have to check. But whatever, it's fine. It's fine. Like, I was never really into, like, I guess, What is it? Has Been Hotel? I mean, I think Has Been Hotel's fun. I don't hate it. It's just like, I guess I never really got into it like other people. I like Hell of a Boss a lot, actually. Hell of a Boss. I think it's because I really like Brandon Rogers, so I naturally just really enjoy Hell of a Boss. But Has Been Hotel's fine. I just, you know, I never really got into it. You know what I think scares me with Hell of a Boss? Or not Hell of a Boss, Has Been Hotel? It's the fandom that kind of scares me a little bit. They scare me a little bit, I'm not gonna lie. So that's why I haven't really been, I'm not really watching this. I've learned that as I've gotten older, I've kind of strayed away from watching a lot of, I guess, animated shows. I find myself, like, enjoying quote-unquote normie shows. Like, I really enjoy watching, oh god, like, I started Grey's Anatomy a few years ago. It was like every now and then I'll pick it back up and I'll watch. And then I was told that was very normie, and I was just like, oh, okay. I enjoy it. Sorry. House is fun. I'm gonna be starting Suits really soon. I wrapped up How to Get Away with Murder. Like, I just find myself gravitating towards those shows. Speaking of, like, I guess live action or like shows with people in it, like actors and stuff, like live actors. I finished the second season of Avatar: The Last Airbender. And I purposefully, I think I talked about it the other day too. I purposefully didn't watch anybody's reviews on it or any like commentary on it because I really wanted to form my own opinion on the show and have it not be influenced by other people. Nasu, thank you so much for the raid. Welcome in, Raiders. Hello. For those who are new here, hi, my name is Poseidon. I'm the goddess of the seas, earthquakes, and horses, and I'm a VTuber with the VTuber talent agency, Mythos. Thank you guys all for the follows. I appreciate it. Thank you. Nasu was mean to me. Oh, come on. She couldn't have been mean to you for no reason. You had to have done something, Trey. I don't believe you. You had to have done something. Dude, yesterday, I was telling Trey, I was like, Trey, listen, now that LeBron James is on free agency, I think Mythos should recruit LeBron James. Thoughts? 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 LeBron James is the next Mythos challenge. Just don't even get him a VTuber model. Just. Mods help me. Honestly, I don't know if I've seen any of my mods in here. Mod check. It could make a great meme post. I think somebody should go and make it. Somebody should go and make that. It's so funny because I've been seeing like all these like esports teams and like non-basketball teams talking about recruiting LeBron James. And I think it's really funny. You don't know, I am a Lakers fan. So I was like kind of sad to hear that LeBron was leaving, but at the same time, it was kind of like the Lakers kind of made him very unhappy for a long time. And the team is now Luka's team. It's no longer LeBron's team, you know? So it's all good. I think we should get a new center. Because the one we have right now is like a 50-50. It's like rolling a dice. He's either good half the time or good not half the time. Not good half the time, yeah. So I think it'll be fine. I think it'll be okay. What is going on, Gothic Narwhal? Why are you so scared to be in here? Hello? Is everything okay? Am I not aware of something? Like it's just signed 4 players an hour ago? Was it really? I didn't see that. Who'd they sign? Wait, can you send it to me? I didn't know they signed someone in, like an hour ago. Yeah, DeAndre Ayton is kind of... He's good when he wants to be good. Which is not all the time. Gothic redeemed band Trey and Nasu stream. Oh, no. Trey's safe in this stream for now. I don't know. I can't... I don't know if I can ban this, my CEO. Can't do that. What's your thoughts on LeBron leaving? Good for him. Honestly, how do I word this? He's getting old as fuck. Like, he's getting hella old. So I would rather him be happy and enjoy his last like year or two of playing basketball. And if it's not on the Lakers, then if not with the Lakers, then that's fine. If he wants to go to Golden State and play with Draymond Green and Steph Curry and all those motherfuckers up there, let him go play. Let him go play over there. Let him enjoy. I will say I respect him waiting for the Lakers to re-sign his son before he left. Because God knows if he left before they re-signed his son, I don't even know if the Lakers would have taken his son. Check out the playlist, episode 3. Is that the King episode? Yeah, I think now, cause what? LeBron kind of became, he was no longer the best on the team. He became second best, and then he became third best when Luka joined. So, yeah. I think the Lakers really need to build a team around Luka, because I feel like they didn't really do that this season, and it prevented them from winning. So I think they should now get, I mean, if they signed on 2 centers, hopefully they're good. Hopefully they're good. I guess it was episode 3. Episode 3. Does Atlantis have an NBA team? Hell no. Hell no. But yeah, I don't think they confirmed where LeBron was going, but I know in the past LeBron has said he's always wanted to play with was it Steph Curry? Like when they were together at the Olympics, like what? When was the Olympics? Was the Olympics like 2 years ago? Like 2 years ago? Yeah, I guess it was 2 years ago. Was it? I think so. But when they were playing on the basketball team for USA, they worked so well together. And, you know, LeBron has done so much for the NBA. It's actually kind of insane how good he is at basketball at his age. So I would rather him be happy and enjoy his last season or two playing, even if that means he isn't with the Los Angeles Lakers anymore. So, yeah. I don't know. I've been very sports pilled recently. I've been watching a lot of sports. I won't lie. I haven't been watching the World Cup. I've just been kind of watching clips here and there. I haven't been watching the World Cup. Well, he might go back to Cleveland. I don't know. He might. Thank you, Durfee. What would you name it? I have no clue. England almost lost today. What happened with the Brazil versus Japan Cup? Who won Hatsune Miku? Who ended up winning Hatsune Miku? I have an inkling it was Brazil. Yeah, it was probably Brazil. Okay, I guess Brazil gets Hatsune Miku then. Brazil gets Hatsune Miku. I've also been watching MSI, which is like the international tournament for League of Legends. I did stay up last night to watch it, which was a big mistake. I should not have done that. But go T1! Go T1! I think it's fun. As I've gotten older, I've been enjoying like watching sports and esports more, because I never really I used to be like into watching esports a lot when I was in high school. I was a TSM fan for League of Legends, so I watched a lot of TSM before they exploded when I was in high school. But yeah. Oh no, not the big titty Brazilian VQ. I mean, who wasn't a T? Everybody loved TSM back then. It was Cloud9, I guess. C9. Who else was back? G2 was like, I mean, G2's still pretty big now. But I've always been an SKT T1 fan, or now just T1. But now T1's the only team I really care about. I really love Faker. I'm a big Keria fan. Like, Keria's outside of Faker, I don't know. Keria might be my favorite pro player of all time. That man is insane. And I like the players, but they always choked when it mattered. True. I feel like it's the opposite with T1. It's like a fucking circus watching them. Like, it seems that when there's not very many stakes on the line, they fumble. But whenever it's like big tournament time, they hella lock in. But it just makes me mad. They're always playing in loser's bracket. I'm just like, why? Why are you number 2? You should be number 1. Man. I don't know. I've been enjoying. Old T1 was an unstoppable demon team. Truk. I miss those days, man. Miss those days. I hope T1 could go 4 for 4 this year. 4 for 4 for Worlds. Literally the only team I care about. Okay, you know why? That's not true. The NA team, I mean, Team Liquid's pretty cool. I have never really been a huge Team Liquid fan, but watching their performance this weekend at MSI, I was just like, okay, they're not too bad, even though they got 3-0'd twice by T1. They gave T1 a little bit of a run for their money. I'm not mad at that. Sees with the truth. Go blame Thor Runefall. Don't blame me. Don't blame me. I've been hanging out with her too much. You know, sometimes we'll just sit and call and do stuff, and we'll just talk, and we'll just be like, Truk. Yeah. Truk. Don't tell Thor Runefall, but I love her so much. I like saying her full name. I don't know why. Thor Runefall. I know I could just call her Thor. It was like Miss Thor Runefall. Like yesterday, I was cooking dinner. I think if you guys were in her stream, she might have mentioned it. I was cooking dinner and I had her on my living room TV while I was watching. Or I was watching and making dinner at the same time. I made pasta last night. It was really good. I've been eating like the protein pasta though because I need to hit my macros for the day. And it's been, I don't know. That's how I've been, like, I guess, shaving off some of the weight. You know, focusing on protein and fiber are the, like, 2 most important things for me to focus on whenever I'm eating. I, too, also love Miss Thor Runefall, as you should. She is amazing. Like, genuinely, she is so awesome. I wish I could show her how much I really care for her because she's genuinely a very, very nice person and she's very, very good and close friendo of mine. Very thankful for her. Crashed Out Potato, thank you so much for the follow. I appreciate it. Thank you very much. But yeah. We'll get to reacting soon. I just, as always, just love yapping for a little bit before we get to the actual stream content. I don't know how long I'll be streaming today. I do plan on streaming for like at least 3 hours, maybe 4. Ooh, Trey sent me a video of who got signed. Whoa, actually, we can watch it over here. Okay, 1 second, chat. 1 second, chat. Breaking news. Whoa. It was so loud. So loud. So loud. Okay. Let me pull this over. Okay. This is the correct browser. Cool. It's all bad signing. Are they bad players? Could the Lakers not afford good players? Is it because all the money went to Luka and re-signing Austin Reeves?
News in the NBA today.
Who's this?
Said, fuck it, I'm signing everyone today.
Oh my God. This is not a charity. Y'all traded for a center who hasn't played in a year. Yeah, we're cooked.
Mamu, Colin Sexton, and Quentin Grimes were all signed by the Lakers in a matter of 45 minutes. So
oh, Lord.
The Lakers finally got a great big man in Walker Kessler, but they paid a ton to get him. The Lakers got
Walker Kessler, I know him.
2 first-round picks and 2 first-round pick swaps and signed him to a 4-year, $130 million deal.
Ah!
All right, we'll give you 2 first-round picks and 2 first-round pick swaps for your backup center who hasn't played in a year.
I have no words.
Yeah, I think we can do that. It's quite the gamble for the Lakers, but Walker Kessler is a defensive demon and probably the best center Luka has ever played with.
What about Dwight Powell?
Shut the f up. Then the Lakers signed Sanju Mamu, who is another decent big man. Hey.
Okay.
Forgetting about dominate.
DeAndre Ayton, shut the fuck up.
We did. F you. Then the Lakers signed Quentin Grimes, who's a former teammate of Luka and also a victim of Nico Harrison's dumbass GMery. Then they signed Colin Sexton.
It's round 2, baby.
Who is the CEO of Sex? I don't know.
That's not, you know what? The CEO of Sex is not him. It's Ned from Spider-Man. Hold up, what's his name again? I'm sorry. The CEO of Sex is Jacob Batalon. Batalon. The Filipino guy in the Spider-Man films. That is the real CEO of Sex.
How great these moves will be for the Lakers, but the Lakers are making moves to try and form a team around Luka, and I love to see it.
I mean, as they should. Are they taking a gamble with the center who hasn't played in a year? Yeah. But they have some time to get him warmed up, I'm sure. Okay. I'm coping. I don't know. The CEO of Sex, that is Jacob. Not this, whatever this guy is. Gambling, listen. I like when I gamble. I don't like when other people gamble. I think it'll be okay. He definitely needs some time, which is fine. There's some time before the season starts again. What is that? You know what? One of the things I fucking hate. I really hate. Have you ever gotten like that little piece of skin on like your fingers or something that's sticking out and it hurts like a bitch? That's what this feels. That's what I have right now. Oh, I got it off. Thank God. Hate that shit so much. It's so fucking annoying. So fucking annoying. Yeah, I think Lakers, they're trying really hard. I think they understand now. I think they understand that now they can't build around both LeBron and Luka. They have to build just around Luka now that LeBron is G-O-N-E gone. Retro stereotype videos. I already pre-picked the videos today, but I would highly suggest you just throw it in the suggestions channel. No promises though. I'm gonna react to every video in there. But yeah. Please, if you have react suggestions, put them in my Discord channel. That is the best way to tell me, because I can't remember every single thing that everybody chats in my chat. I feel your pain, Sai. Thank you. I can share my pain with chat. If Sai doesn't react, she hates you specifically. No. No. I will say I feel bad sometimes when I don't react to certain. Hold up. Guys, we have breaking news. Breaking news incoming. I'm gonna be the first to leak it. I'm gonna be the first one to leak it, guys. You'll never guess who just signed with Mythos. Can you believe this? Can you believe the newest member of VTuber agency Mythos is LeBron James? It happened literally right now. Breaking news. Breaking news. Ain't no way. I know. I'm a leaker. I'm a leaker. Send channel link. We'll be sure to let you guys know his debut day very soon. But breaking news. Thoughts? 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 Anyways. Is he the green? What are you talking about? What green screen are you guys talking about? I think you guys are tripping. You guys have to be tripping. What do you mean this was fake? This is 100% real. Trust. Source me. Trust. Source just trust me. What will Steam be? I guess you have to find out. You'll have to find out. You'll have to find out. Trey's so funny. Okay, this is a hit tweet. Trey, if you're listening, please tweet this on the main account. Source I baited. You guys can't take a joke, can you, man? You guys cannot take a joke. True. She would never lie to us. Facts. Dude, the guy who owns Ike Sandwiches tweeted, "Yo, LeBron James, sign with the Warriors, and not only will we design a sandwich together and eat free sandwiches for life, but I'll put your face next to mine just down the street from the Chase Center." Oh my god. That is so funny. Oh, I posted it. Thank you for telling me. I will now go retweet it. Did you post it on Trey or the Mythos account? This is so funny. Yeah, boy. Okay. It's been posted. This is hilarious. Anyways, back to our regular scheduled programming. Anyways, can you see I was highlighting these videos because I wasn't sure if we watched it before? I don't think we've watched this one. Best Pokemon to use in every game. We do know that this was, what, 6 years ago? So the latest game when Mikey filmed this was Sword and Shield. So we won't be getting what was the best Pokemon to use in, like, Scarlet and Violet or, like, the Legends games. But we're going to be watching Best Pokemon to use in every game by MandJTV.
Greetings, Boogie fans! Michael here, and a few months ago, I made a video going over which starter was the best one to pick for every main series Pokemon game in regards to how well it matched up against its particular game. This video will be a similar concept, but instead of the best starter,
we're just gonna be picking out of the whole Pokedex at this point.
It's the best Pokemon in addition to your starter. I will be going over what I believe to be the best Pokemon to have on a playthrough team alongside your starter in every main series Pokemon game. For a Pokemon to be selected as the best, it must be obtained relatively early and easily, match up well against a lot of the big battles in the game, and, of course, be a strong and useful Pokemon. Also, my goal is to find Pokemon that are useful no matter which starter you pick.
So, I see. Just a well-rounder. Got it.
Because of that,
thank you for the follow. I appreciate.
Excluding any grass, fire, or water type Pokemon, plus electric or normal if it's one of the games where that is the starter type. And
Oh, okay. We're going over the Let's Go games. I honestly don't care for the Let's Go games. I'm sorry.
I think this goes without saying, but just in case, this will be my opinion. Which Pokemon is the best for this is a subjective thing, since there's no way to know for sure with a mathematical method or formula. I can assure you, though, my decisions are based on hard data, like their stats, movesets, location, etc., not just on which Pokemon species I happen to personally like. So don't forget to subscribe to my channel, tap that bell for notifications, you know the thing. And let's get started with Generation 1, the games being Red, Blue, and Yellow. And for these, I narrowed it down.
Oh god, Kanto games are always such a toss-up because the Pokemon roster is like, some of it's really good and then some of it's like actually buns. Hi, Kaiser.
To 2 Pokemon. The first is Nidoking. You can get Nidoran male very early on Route 22 next to Viridian before you even enter Viridian.
Nidoking is kind of banger.
Forest.
Farfetch is gonna be the best, obviously.
And since it evolves into Nidorino early and the Moonstone is obtained early in Mount Moon, you can get a Nidoking very early. Its level up moveset is atrocious, but its TM...
It is, but look at that TM menu, man. Menu. I guess you can say it's a menu because you can pick and choose which ones you want. But look at that! You got frigging Ice Beam, Blizzard, Seismic Toss, Thunderbolt, Earthquake, which is probably one of the best moves on there. Surf, disgusting. Skull Bash.
Make up for that. Nidoking is actually the Gen 1 speedrun Pokemon of choice since it can be so strong so early, learning Thrash at just level 23. Combine that with its ability to learn Horn Drill, an OHKO move you can make always hit with a times accuracy, and you've got a Pokemon that can sweep through a lot. However, Nidoking has a few drawbacks. They're not huge ones, but they're worth mentioning. The first is that, as I said, it needs TMs to have good moves, aside from Thrash and I guess Horn Drill too. So that kind of is gonna burn through your TM reservoir. Since TMs are one use, then done.
Yeah, I remember back then you had to be really careful about who you decided to give your moves to because TMs broke back in the day.
So it's a poison type, which is not great. Poison is pretty much not useful offensively since most grass types are also poison types, and it makes it overlap with Venusaur if you pick Venusaur. Like I said, these are huge drawbacks. Nidoking is still great and I think worth using, but there's one Pokemon that I think is a bit better than Nidoking in Gen 1.
Do tell!
That Pokemon is Alakazam.
This doesn't surprise me, actually.
Alakazam is a psychic.
Alakazam is always just a really good pick all around. Hello, Peppercat. Welcome in.
Which by nature makes it overpowered in Gen 1. I won't go into too much detail about this since I've discussed it a lot in videos lately, but in short, the Psychic type was amazing because it had effectively no weaknesses.
Thank you for the follow.
The Dark type didn't exist, Psychic was immune to Ghost in Gen 1, and the bug moves were so weak they may as well not have been there. So
yeah, they were not that super effective.
You should probably have one on your team in Gen 1 no matter what it is. But Alakazam specifically is the best non-legendary Psychic type out there. It's the strongest. There are a few that technically have higher base stat totals, Starmie, Exeggutor, and Hypno, but Alakazam has the highest special stat and highest speed stat of all of them,
Nasty!
which, in my opinion, are the most important stats for a Psychic type. Side
Agreed.
note, in Gen 1, Special Attack and Special Defense were just one stat. So Alakazam's massive base 135 special stat means it hit like a truck and took special hits extremely well. It doesn't take physical attacks well, but it's so fast and hits so hard that it's just gonna
you might as well, if it's like a glass cannon type of thing, it's gonna hit and try to KO the thing before it can KO it back.
And OHKO most of the time anyways. It's also extremely accessible. Abra can be found before you get your second badge, and while switch training it to evolve into a Kadabra is a bit annoying, once it evolves, you can make it an Alakazam immediately since it evolves by trading. So you can have an Alakazam at level 16, and it'll have confusion right away and continue learning better and better Psychic moves as it levels up. Yes, it does require trading to evolve. But honestly, I don't think that should be a disqualifying factor, since if you're playing on a ROM, you can get around that, and if you're playing on the Virtual Console, you can do the training with the Virtual Console versions. If you're playing on a legit cartridge on an old Game Boy, you might have more trouble. But honestly, Kadabra is still pretty good. It's just a slightly less good Alakazam. In short, Alakazam is very strong, very fast, easily accessible, and has the best typing in the game, the most broken a type has ever been. It is wildly helpful for any Gen 1 team. Next up is Generation 2, the games being Gold, Silver, and Crystal. And the best team member, in my opinion, is still Alakazam. Although first, I suppose I should mention my... Man, is
this why some people say they don't like Gen 2, or they think like Gen 2 is very mid?
2 runner-ups. Runners-up.
Runner-ups? I think it's runner-ups.
Anyways, those two are Kenya the Spearow and Ampharos. Kenya is the Spearow that you're supposed to take to some guy's friend, but you are completely capable of just holding on to it and
just stealing it from him. Take it from him. That Spearow's never going up. Or that Spearow's never going over.
Committing Grand Theft Spearow. Kenya is great because it's a strong flying type with access to the best single-turn flying move in the game, Drill Peck.
Drill Peck!
And it's technically a traded Pokemon, meaning it gets boosted experience, which is wildly helpful. Its normal typing can also come in handy against the occasional ghost-type foes. Ampharos is also very good.
I love Ampharos.
Electric typing helps out in a lot of places, and it's found extremely early, allowing you to have super effective damage against the first gym and the second gym's strongest Pokemon, Scyther. It also matches up well against several later game battles, and being an electric type means it only has one weakness. Unfortunately, it's not available in Crystal, but in my opinion, neither are as widely useful as Alakazam. Now,
Alakazam supremacy good in the games and in the TCG right now.
Did get some nerfs between Gens 1 and 2 that I should cover.
Hi, Kronos.
Dark type is now a thing. It lost its immunity to Ghost and is weak to it instead. And its special stat was split into special attack and special defense, resulting in a drop to its special defense. The bug type was still mostly garbage though, so that's still not much of a problem. But the buffs that Alakazam got in Gen 2 more than outweigh the nerfs, in my opinion. Fearow and Ampharos excel at their particular types. Alakazam can excel at several. Fearow's only physical coverage moves are the 20 base power Mud Slap and Steel Wing, which is risky coverage since it's only good against the types that Fearow is weak to. Ampharos' only special coverage move is Fire Punch, which is good, but very limited. Meanwhile, Alakazam can learn all 3 elemental punches, which nowadays are useless on it since they're physical moves, but back then they were special moves, which means they can take advantage
I did not know that.
of Alakazam's incredible base 135 special attack. This coverage is so good that literally not a single Pokemon in the game resists all 4 of those types. And incredibly, the elemental punches are TMs you can buy in the Goldenrod department store.
The prices don't look that bad.
Catch Abra right outside of Goldenrod, and like before, trading involves Kadabra right away, which means you can have an Alakazam with Confusion, Thunder Punch, Ice Punch, and
GG's.
Fire.
That sounds so broken.
Punch.
How are you doing good? How are you?
Low level of 16. That incredible coverage of strong moves, and you'll only replace Confusion with better psychic moves as it levels up, means that you can just body most of the game with just Alakazam. Its psychic typing sweeps through Team Rocket's poison types, Morty's poison ghosts, Chuck's fighting types, Koga's poison types, and Bruno's fighting types. Its coverage is also incredible, giving it super effective moves for at least one member of every single Johto Gym Leader or Elite Four members team other than Whitney, but Whitney's gonna suck no matter what you use. Like I said, Kenya and Ampharos are still very good and absolutely worth using in my opinion, but Alakazam's incredible power and speed and move pool, and the fact that you can have
disgusting
it at such a low level makes it the best by a sizable margin in my opinion. Yes, it is still a trait evolution, but hey, like I said, you can get around that. And also Kadabra is still very good. It's got like base 120 special attack and 105 speed, which isn't as good, but that's still great.
It's still great in comparison to everything else.
Generation 3, starting with the Hoenn games, Ruby, Sapphire, and Emerald. And these games don't have as much of a standout Pokemon like the first 2 generations did.
Oh, okay.
Well, they do.
Is it more like evenly matched?
But it's a starter, Swampert. Swampert is amazing in this
but that
game,
doesn't count!
Obviously, I'm not picking a starter in this situation. A Pokemon that is not my pick for best team member, but I think should be mentioned is Hariyama. It's obtainable very early, and the fighting type is excellent for many.
I've always loved Hariyama.
Many battles in the game. I might have picked Hariyama as the best team member for this video, if not for Blaziken, because Blaziken is a fighting type, so if you choose Torchic, there's really no reason for you to pick Hariyama. Although, I heavily recommend it if you pick Trico or Mudkip though. My selection for these games—
I'm sorry, I was a Blaziken girly. I was a Torchic girly.
—is a Pokemon that
Thank you for the
really
follow.
important no matter which starter you pick, and that is Manectric. The electric type
Electric doggo!
is basically a necessity in Hoenn, because after all, water is everywhere, and grass cannot handle—
I forgot this was the game that too much water.
all water types on its own. Manectric is your best option for an electric type, because not only does it have very solid special attack and speed, but it's also the earliest accessible electric type, being found between the 2nd and 3rd gyms. Okay, technically Plusle and Minun are also found in the same spot, but dear God, do not use them.
Yeah, don't. They're really ass.
Electric attacking
Cute though.
power, it also comes with Thunder Wave right away, which is always helpful, especially for catching other team members later. Bite is not the most stellar coverage move, but at least it uses Manectric's superior special attack stat in this gen. Manectric has the best time in Emerald because you fight both Juan and Wallace, but it's still gonna be super useful in all 3 Hoenn games because water and flying types are—
Look at all the water and flying types. There's so many of them.
everywhere. You need an electric type, and Manectric is the best one. Next up is Fire Red and Leaf Green, the first remakes in this video. Now, in most of my something in every game videos, the answer for the remakes is the same as the originals, but that is not the case here, because Alakazam got worse.
Oh, did it? I didn't know that.
Nidoking got better. The reason for Alakazam getting worse is that the nerfs to Alakazam between Gens 1 and 2 were balanced out by Alakazam getting the 3 elemental punches in Gen 2. However, in Fire Red and Leaf Green, it can't learn them at all. Alakazam's—
What? They was like Game Freak finally went, this guy's too broken, let's rob him of what made him disgusting.
Fire Red Leaf Green coverage is limited to just Shockwave and Thief. I mean, there are other physical moves, but physical moves don't matter for Alakazam. Now, don't get me wrong, I still heavily recommend using Alakazam. The Psychic type is still incredible in the Kanto region due to the—
It's just not the best anymore, right?
Bug types and complete lack of Dark types. And it's still a very powerful Pokemon you can get at a very low level. It's just not my pick for the best one anymore, because it's not as ridiculously overpowered as it was before. Meanwhile, Nidoking, which already had a fantastic move pool, has an even better one in Gen 3.
Oh, wow. That's a lot. Holy shit. And it's a lot of strong ones. Dang.
And it can—
Maybe I've been sleeping on Nidoking. I've never used Nidoking or Nidoqueen in any of my playthroughs. Maybe I'm sleeping on them.
take advantage of all of these attacks since its physical and special attack are both solid. It learns water, ice, fighting, fire, steel, electric, ground, ghost, poison, rock, dark,
Jesus
and normal
Christ!
moves, plus the only good bug move at the time, Megahorn. That is—
I forgot bug moves, and back then they were buns.
At least one attack from 13 of the 17 types at the time.
Nasty.
That is absurd.
That is
Combine
very
that
stupid.
with its all-around solid stats and the fact you can, again, get one as low as level 16, and you have just a freaking incredibly versatile Pokemon. Yes, it's still a poison type, which overlaps with Venusaur, and yes, you're probably gonna have to use single-use TMs on it, but those are the only cons, and the pros of it vastly outweigh the cons, in my opinion. Nidoking, you can use it for pretty much any major battle if you make its move pool right, which you can. Now on to Generation 4, starting with the Sinnoh games, Diamond, Pearl, and Platinum.
My favorite! Gen 4, my beloved.
For me, this choice was easy. Staraptor.
I was gonna say, I'm pretty sure it might be Staraptor, because look at that guy. First of all, you can't not tell me, if you look at this Pokemon, that this Pokemon is not badass. Second of all, close combat Staraptor, nasty, disgusting.
Pre-Gen 7 team needs a flyer, and Staraptor is not only the best flyer option in Sinnoh, but it's also just freaking incredible, period. First off, it's accessible. You literally can catch Starly in the first route of the game. Secondly, it has fantastic stats. Base 120 physical attack and 100 speed is very good. And
so
it's not
nasty.
super frail either. Finally, it has access to the moves it needs to dominate.
Look at that. You got, what, Giga Impact? Hyper Beam, what the hell?
Fly was buffed to 90 base power and
Fly was, I remember how broken Fly was. I love that move.
Big damage with that or another flying move like Aerial Ace or Brave Bird. It of course can devastate enemies with Stab Return, but then it also gets Close Combat, the best fighting move in the game.
Disgusting!
Which allows it to take out Rock and Ice types, 2 of its 3 weaknesses. Basically, if you're not using a Staraptor in Sinnoh, you're doing something wrong.
True.
Or you've already used one before and you want to change it up, which is fair. But still, you should be using Staraptor. Next is Heart Gold and Soul Silver. And like with Fire Red and Leaf Green,
fire games. Okay, I think Heart Gold and Platinum really fight for my favorite Pokemon game of all time. But the thing with like Heart Gold, it's like you kind of can't beat how good the game is. You get basically 2 games in one. Story's great, the Pokemon pool is great, and the game itself was actually so fun. Highly recommend. I don't know, maybe we should do Nuzlocke one day of this. For collapse.
I'm not keeping my answer the same between the originals and the remakes. So Alakazam has
if you're gonna play a Gen 2 game, I highly recommend play Heart Gold Soul Silver, because it's Gen 2 on a Gen 4 system.
Throned. Alakazam is still very solid, but it's got the same issues it had in Fire Red and Leaf Green. Not much coverage. The elemental punches are now post-game move tutors, not early game TMs. But even if they were early game TMs, they're physical now, so they're useless on Alakazam. Plus, dark types are in the Johto region, and the bug type is not bad anymore, so Alakazam is really hurting in Gen 4. It's still very good. It's a solid psychic type, but
it's just like other stuff got better, right?
It's definitely
Thank you for the hydrate check.
So to me, it makes sense to swap out Alakazam for one of my 2 original runner-ups. Runners-up. Still don't know. Kenya the Fearow or Ampharos. Both of these Pokemon got some pretty substantial buffs between Gen 2 and Gen 4. Fearow now has access to stronger Fly, Aerial Ace at a pretty low level, and a few other coverage moves like U-Turn. Ampharos now gets Discharge not long after evolving, plus the coverage moves of Signal Beam and Power Gem. Both of these Pokemon hit pretty hard. Fearow is just faster, and Ampharos is bulkier. Both of these Pokemon are excellent, and I definitely recommend using them, but I think I have to give the edge to Ampharos because of how absurdly early you can get it.
Yeah, it was like the first 1 or 2 routes, right?
Before you even fight Falkner. You can use it for super effective damage in his gym right away.
Rest in peace, that Pidgey and Pidgeotto.
Then against Bugsy's Scyther,
both of those are dead. I know both of those are dead.
Which is very helpful, and I highly recommend doing that. Which means that this Pokemon...
Anything to kill Whitney.
...is at least partially
Anything to kill Whitney.
in all 3 of the first 3 gyms. It continues to be helpful later, particularly against Claire and Lance, and once it gets Signal Beam, that's some really nice bug-type coverage. Also, it only has one weakness, which is nice. Ampharos is not as much of a standout as Alakazam was in Gen 2, but it is still a staple member of any Johto team. I still recommend Kenya and Alakazam though. It's just Ampharos is, I think, the best one. Now on to Generation 5, starting with Black and White. And one thing I want to say—
it's interesting because Black and White, at least in like the first games of Black and White, if I'm remembering correctly, the only Pokemon available to you, or at least most of it, was just Gen 5 Pokemon, so I believe the choices are gonna have to be something new.
Front is that I think your team should have a fighting type, like
Sock. I use Sock.
Kelder or Sock or Scrafty. However, I can't select any of these Pokemon as the best member for any starter because of Emboar. It does.
Best starter by a landslide, unfortunately. I say unfortunately because I'm a huge Oshawott fan.
It doesn't make sense to use one of these fighting types if you picked Emboar. But you should use a fighting type if you don't pick Emboar. The Pokemon
which is what I did.
Is Excadrill.
Ooh, okay. I can see that.
Drillbur very early, before the second gym, and it's ground type.
I hate how Emboar is it's objectively the best starter because it's the only one that's a dual type. Unfortunately, Serperior and SamaraArt are monotypes.
Is helpful against Elisa. Then once it evolves into Excadrill, it becomes very versatile and useful. It either resists or is immune to 11 of the 17 types, and it has very diverse coverage that lets it be useful against a lot of
so nasty.
Combine those benefits with a monstrous attack stat, decent bulk, and great HP, and you've got a fantastic Pokemon on your squad. I do want to mention that Crocodile is so good. A very useful Pokemon here.
I remember using Crocodile.
I just gave the edge to Excadrill because its Steel typing is really helpful defensively. Now on to Black 2 and White 2, and a Pokemon I want to mention up front that is not my pick here is Lucario.
Because you can get it so early. I think it's just a very low chance.
Golu is available before the first gym, and if you devote the effort to raising its friendship, you can have a Lucario very early, which is fantastic. Lucario is not only strong, but the fighting and steel types are both very good in the Unova region. However, like in Black and White, a fighting type Pokemon overlaps with Emboar, and therefore it doesn't make sense to use Lucario if you pick Tepig. Since Lucario is not a smart choice for all three starters, it can't be my selection here.
Then what is it?
I think it would be the best if Emboar was not a fighting type. But since I can't go with
I think it's so unfair making like one of the starters a dual type and making the other two mono. Like I feel like if you're gonna do that, either make them all monotypes or you make all of them dual types.
Lucario, I'm going with another steel type. This time, Magnezone. Magnemite can be caught before the second gym.
I'll be honest, I forgot Magnezone was available in this game.
Which is very early, so it can be a reliable team member close to right off the bat. While it's not strong against poison, it is immune to it, making it useful against Roxy immediately. Additionally, since the electric field location is timed quite nicely, your Magnemite will likely have just become a Magneton when you get there. So you can turn it into its strongest form, which has incredible stats,
nasty!
Another reason it's great is because the steel electric typing is very good. Electric is of course strong against Skyla and Marlin, but Magnezone resists the primary attacking type for every single gym leader except Clay. Excadrill is still pretty solid, but you get it later in the game now, plus the swapping of a gym leader that it was strong against, Bryson, for a gym leader that it's weak against, Marlin.
I think since Gen 5 is supposed to be a soft relief with a single dual type, might have been a reverse of how the Gen 1 type starters only had monotype. Yeah, 4 times weak to ground though. Yeah, but at that point it's just Clay who's like your only fear, right? And you just find other Pokemon to beat Clay with.
Hurts it a lot in my opinion. Magnezone will be an effective wall for you for many different battles, plus it gets Thunder Wave early, which is always nice, and it hits like a truck. Next up is Generation 6, starting with X and Y, and an honorable mention I want to say up front is Talonflame.
I was kind of hoping Talonflame was going to be the best one.
Stats, available very early on.
Yeah, they kind of redeemed SamaraArt a little bit with making it like the Hisuian form, which wasn't that bad, but rest in peace, Superior enjoyers. I'm sorry.
Solid Pokemon. However, it's a fire type. And in X and Y, you have 2 different chances to select a fire type starter, so chances are high that its fire typing will be redundant.
Yeah.
Therefore, it is not a good
And Delphox is so good.
pick,
I love Delphox.
no matter your starter. To me, there is a clear and easy choice for the best team member in X and Y. Mega Lucario.
It's because they give it to you for free.
Riolu is found extremely early, before you even fight the first gym, and while it's not much help in that first gym, it's stellar against Grant later. You could wait to just get the gift one from Karina, but I personally recommend catching your own Riolu early because it's helpful against Grant. By the time you get to the Tower of Mastery, it's likely a Lucario, and then you get its Mega Stone, the first Mega Evolution you use in the game. And let me tell you something.
SamaraArt got a regional variant. Emboar got a Mega. Superior's just dead in a ditch somewhere. No, don't say that. That makes me so sad. Hi, Midnight Castle. Oh, I was told your subathon merch got delivered. Smiles.
Mega Lucario is busted. Adaptability changes its stab boost from 1.5 times to 2 times.
Fuck yes.
So
The rest of it, the letter and stuff, is on the way, I promise.
that's already amazing.
I had to send it to a proxy.
But then the
I had to make a few trips.
thing has base 145 attack, 100.
Superior is the only one who can be actually usable competitively in Scarlet and Violet. I did not know that. Contrary Superior? That's a thing? And LA's on see for a week anyways. No worries.
40 special attack
Have
and base
fun.
112 speed. And you have this monster before you even have 4 badges. Mega Lucario
Ah,
can
so
easily
good.
sweep through the rest of the
I miss Talonflame.
game.
Contrary, Leaf Storm, Terra, Stellar, Jesus Christ.
Doesn't even matter the type matchup, honestly. Ramos
Jeez,
can't
except
touch it.
AX
2 of
tomorrow.
Clement's 3
Have
Pokemon
fun. I'm unfortunately only really gonna be there for like 1 day. I don't know. I want to see I don't know if there's anyone I could drop off like those cool Poseidon cards I have with, because none of my like friends that vend cons is vending AX. Crying.
Weak to fighting, Valerie gets destroyed. Olympia is
Rest in peace, Valerie,
neutral.
man.
Wolfric gets obliterated. It resists Drasna.
Someone at the TCG doesn't like Emboar much. They got the least amount of cards. One of my favorite TCG, like, card lines is actually an Emboar line. Let me see if I can find it. Actually, crying at no size, though. I don't think anybody's carrying Psy fan merch. I know there's one person carrying Psy fan merch at Offkai, for sure. But not at AX. I'm too baby for AX. Evolution or line TCG. These let me show you guys. I think you're right. Emboar definitely has the least amount of cards. But one of my favorite like cards just in general, this is gonna be really crappy quality, so I deeply apologize. Because it's a WebP file and I have to screenshot it. Sorry to interrupt the video, but I feel like this is very cool to show. Where art thou? There you are. So, it's really bad quality, I'm sorry. But it's like a Tepig when there's like a kid and his parents, and then the kid grows up, has a little sister, so it's evolved into, what's the middle evolution? Pignite. And then the kid grows up, he has his own family, and the Pignite evolved into Emboar. It's so cute. I love whenever Pokemon does art like this, where it all kind of like tells a story. But that Tepig was there since he was a baby, since he was a little toddler. You guys can't tell me this isn't very wholesome and very cute. I love this. I have it in my binder somewhere, I'm pretty sure. The family ones are always great. Yeah, they are. Advertise side AX. Just where there was someone at AX like 2 years ago that they bought, because I had a cardboard cutout at Anime Expo when I was doing meet and greets with Araculture when they still existed. And somebody had a Poseidon cutout and was walking around, and I thought that was really funny. I did see it. I was like, oh. Would you look at that?
And then it beats half of Diantha's team. It is wild.
It was so disappointing. I love Diantha, her design and stuff, but she was just disappointing as a champion. Maybe Cynthia put the bar way too high.
Overpowered. Now I know what you're thinking. Lucario is a fighting type, which overlaps with Chestnut, and I just disqualified Lucario in Black 2 and White 2 for overlapping with Emboar. However,
Sidebox
there's
just in case.
Lucario and Emboar are pretty equally.
I have no idea. I wish I could tell you to drop it off at like a booth or something, so I could sign it and like you can pick it up later. Oh, it's still on the screen. My bad. This is too. Sorry, I had to show this because it was too banger. I forgot. Look how cool it is. Anyways.
Effective fighting type Pokemon for a playthrough, but Mega Lucario is a vastly superior fighting type Pokemon to Chestnut. And besides, the two only share one weakness.
Unfortunately, Chestnut is ugly and not good.
To fire. It is absolutely worth it to use Mega Lucario even if you picked Chestnut. But honestly, you shouldn't pick Chestnut anyways. Mega Venusaur is a vastly superior grass type. Now on to Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire. And actually, for these remakes, I'm keeping my answer the same. Manectric.
No, Chestnut slaughter. I'm sorry, Chestnut is kind of ugly to me.
It is still very important in the Hoenn region, and Manectric...
I've been playing Slowking. I'm telling you, the Slowking deck is so good.
Was the best one in Gen 3, but now it's even better. Manectric got 3 big buffs between Gen 3 and Gen 6. Number 1, Lightning Rod now makes it immune to electric and boosts its special attack when it's hit. Number 2, it has many more coverage moves, including Flamethrower and Snarl. And number 3, it can now Mega Evolve. The stone can be found before you get the Mega Bracelet, which means you can Mega Evolve it as early as possible. And let me tell you, Mega Manectric is vicious.
Very speedy boy.
Base 135 special attack and speed. This thing will decimate so many opponents. Next up is Generation 7.
I want to say Leon was piss easy. Honestly, I think Leon is probably the best champion since Cynthia.
Sun and Moon. And up front,
everybody else is kind of buns.
I want to say that Rabombi is great if you don't pick Primarina, and Alolan Muck is great if you don't pick...
Don't sleep on the goddamn bee, man. This motherfucker is so strong. Does anybody remember that meme of the Necrozma Z move? Just... It was the guy who was like saying Rabombi. Rabombi.
Incineroar. I highly recommend.
Kukui wasn't that bad. True. I just think, I don't know, maybe I'm a Leon Glazer. I really like Leon.
Actually overlap with starters, so they can't be my pick here. They are excellent.
Good eye, Hardy.
The Pokemon that I think is the best that doesn't
Rabombi, please survive.
overlap with any starters is Toucanon. It's the regional bird, which means you can pick it up right away on like the very first route of the game, which is
survive.
Nice. It's not as impressive stat-wise.
We're gonna watch that after this video, just a quick clip.
Some of the other regional birds having great attack, decent bulk, but disappointing speed. But that's not a big issue here in my opinion, because the flying type is just so good in Alola. A normal flying Pokemon is good for Hala,
Leon comes close. Leon, I think if I'm remembering correctly, in the anime, Leon was like in the semis or something. Or wasn't he like the finalist? One of the two, right? Yeah, Leon's a great guy. Best champion next to, or Cynthia's the #1 in my heart, and then Leon's like right next to him. Or her, my bad.
The Ghost Trial defensively, Guzma, the Dragon Trial, Hop.
I will not tolerate any Guzma hate in this chat. Guzma is a fun character.
Defensively, Hala again, and Acerola defensively.
My beloved, I love Acerola.
Potentially with the normal type tacked on, is very useful for an Alola playthrough. And Toucanon is your best flying type option in Sun and Moon. But it doesn't stop there, because it can fulfill other roles too, thanks
Leon Trash Diantha, his Rillaboom pretty much soloed her
to
team.
its surprisingly solid coverage with moves like Smackdown, Brick Break, Flame Charge, Steel Wing, Thief, and U-Turn, plus skill link boosted
Disgusting.
Fury
They have
Attack,
a sword stance too. Peak Blast.
Bullet Seed,
I've actually never used Toucannon because I could not be fucked to do more than one playthrough of Gen 7. Sorry, I'm not a big Gen 7 fan, but...
and Rock Blast once you get to the move tutor. Like I said, it's held back a bit by its speed, but hey, you get the Quick Claw pretty freaking early, so that can sometimes get...
They wrote Leon to be an undefeated champion, which is dumb to me personally because that's asking you to blitz him in the last battle. But isn't that a good thing, though? Doesn't it make you want to try to beat him because he's undefeated? The problem with Leon is that Charizard is not exactly a strong Pokemon without its Mega. Fair. What is it? Gigantamax Zard is kind of... or Dynamax Zard is kind of meh.
around that. Toucannon
But I mean, outside of that, I think Leon's a very strong character. I think he definitely deserved his place in, like, the Champions thing.
It's a very solid Pokemon that I absolutely recommend you use in Sun and Moon. However, in Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon, a new Pokemon was added to the game that outclasses Toucannon. Hawlucha.
Oh, yeah. That's all you needed to
This
say.
Pokemon is absurdly useful in Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon.
Gigantamax is one of the best of all time. I don't know if hot take, but I've really enjoyed the Gigantamax Dynamax era. I thought those that mechanic was so fun.
Like, oh my god, let's just
I'm
list
sorry, I'm a Gen 8 glazer.
off the reasons why. Number 1, Hawlucha has excellent stats, which are made even more impressive due to how early you can get it, at like level 9. Number 2, you can get Cha the Hawlucha from an in-game trade before the normal trial, meaning you can use it for that battle, and it's a traded Pokemon, allowing it to conveniently level up faster. And number 3, the combination of Flying and Fighting Stab is super effective against the majority of the major battles in the game. The Totem Gumshoos Eradicate, Hala, the Totem Araquanid, the Totem Lurantis,
I don't like Araquanid.
Olivia, the Totem
It's
Togepi,
really freaky looking to
Aru,
me.
Guzma, Nanu, the Totem Kamo-O, the Totem Rabambi, Mullane, and Olivia again are all weak to fighting or flying. Sure, some of them can hit Hawlucha back with super effective damage, but like, come on, the fact that fighting and flying cover all of those battles is ridiculous. Seriously, guys, whether it's the in-game trade Hawlucha named Cha, or just one you find in the grass, use a Hawlucha. I've done it myself, it was great. Next up is Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee, and I'll keep this one short, it's still Nidoking.
Okay.
Alakazam is still
Let's Go. The Let's Go games don't deserve this. Your time, Mikey.
quite good, but it's
Those were just shiny hunting simulators,
limited
if
coverage
anything.
simply cannot measure up to Nidoking's unrivaled
That's why I enjoyed it, and then when I stopped enjoying it, I sold the game.
move pool. Plus, Venusaur is not a starter anymore, so there's not even the con of Nidoking's poison typing overlapping with one of the starters. Nidoking's incredible. Then finally is Generation 8, Pokemon Sword and Shield. And to me, the choice is clear, Corviknight. Rookie D is found
Banger Pokemon. Probably my favorite regional bird, if you ask me. I just think Corviknight, one, very strong, and two, banger design.
on literally the first route of the game, which is as accessible as it gets. Its pure flying type is also very good, completely walling fighting types rather than being neutral to them. The type combination of Flying Steel is also excellent. Not only is it fantastic defensively, since it has 2 immunities, 8 resistances, and only 2 weaknesses, but it allows Corviknight to help out in 6 of the 8 gyms in Sword, 5 of the 8 in Shield. Milo, Kabu,
Thank you for the follow.
Bee, Opal, Gordy, Melanie, and Raihan. It's not hurt by sand and has the type advantage over Gigalith. Combine those benefits with its very solid stats, it's quite a bulky Pokemon, which is nice, and you have a very good Pokemon to use on your team in Pokemon Sword and Shield. So in summation, the best non-starter team members to pick in every game are Alakazam in Gen 1, Alakazam in Gen 2, Manectric in the Gen 3 Hoenn games, Nidoking in Fire Red and Leaf Green, Staraptor in the Sinnoh games, Ampharos in Heart Gold and Soul Silver, Excadrill in Black and White, Magnezone in Black 2 and White 2, Mega Lucario in X and Y, Mega Manectric in Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire, Toucanon in Sun and Moon, Halucha in Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon, Nidoking in Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee, and Corviknight in Sword and Shield. Thank you so much for watching, and an extra special thanks to my patrons over on Patreon who are helping support my channel during a time for
half of this list is Nidoking and Alakazam.
Lower than they should be YouTube ad rates. If you want to help support me in the same way, the link is in the description below. If you want to check out some more of my fun Pokemon content, I recommend these videos here. Alright, that's all I have for now, so until next time, PikuKens. Gotta catch them all.
Come on. I love Gen 8. Gen 8 had some banger Pokemon. Like, I genuinely really enjoyed the Gen 8 game, so when people are like, Gen 8 is like the worst game ever, I'm like, really? I don't know. I really enjoyed Gen 8. I like the characters and everything. It was just a fun time. There's some cool Pokemon in there. We have Corviknight, Dragapult, banger Pokemon. I fucking love Dragapult. Dragapult's a cool guy. Ghost Dragon's banger type. Yep. No Leon hate in my chat. You will get banned. Leon is a cool character, okay? Let's see, what do the comments have to say? To those who are incapable of trading, my condolences. For you, Nidoking is best Gen 1, Ampharos best in Gen 2. To those complaining, I picked Nidoking despite overlapping with Venusaur, yet disqualified other Pokemon for overlapping types. As I said in the video, the poison type does not matter for offense, so neither of these Pokemon really even need their poison typing. It makes them share a weakness as Psychic, but that is the only drawback. Nidoking's vast move pool more than makes up for that overlap, like how later in the video I talk about Mega Lucario's power making up for overlapping Chestnut. Venusaur and Nidoking are both poison types but do very different things. Overlaps that aren't okay are the ones where the Pokemon do the same things. Hariyama is a good fighting type, and so is Blaziken. They fill the same role, so the type overlap matters. Alternative title, Pokemon, The Rise and Fall of Alakazam. Yeah, Galarian Darmanitan's fun. Seems like a lot of people complained. People take differing Pokemon opinions very personally. Alright? Very, very personally. Why can't we just, like, agree to disagree? Leon best champions in Cynthia, and I feel like that I share that same opinion. No Leon hate in my chat. I also think he's pretty hot. Don't tell Sayu I said that. Anyways. Listen, Leon's a very, very good looking guy, alright? You guys didn't know, Sayu, I believe, voices Leon in the Pokemon show. I just choose my favorite Pokemon for playthroughs, and that's valid. You should enjoy the game how you want to enjoy it. Taking it too serious. Yeah, there's people that take Pokemon very, very serious. So the second they hear someone that doesn't agree with their opinion, or they are like, actually, you're wrong. That doesn't work. Those people need to learn how to accept others' opinions. Just learn to agree to disagree. Yeah, I always try, if I do multiple playthroughs of a game, I try to do something different, whether that's, like, just choosing completely different Pokemon, or, like, I guess, doing a challenge, which I don't do as often, but Leon is hot. Facts. It's called being human. True. Alright, let's find the Ribombee meme. Just really quick. Just a really, really quick.
This Dragon Ball Z ass move he's about to use, bro. Light that burns the sky. Ribombee. Please survive. Please. Does Ribombee actually survive this shit?
Guys, type 1 if you think Ribombee will survive it. Type 2 if you don't think Ribombee will survive Ultra Necrozma.
Let's go status. What is going on right now, man? Ribombee! Please don't kill it, bro. Oh,
Ribombee! Ribombee!
might be good though.
Dude, this video is so funny. This video is so funny. It might be good though. Thanks, bro. I was searching for this shit for like a year. What the fuck is that attack? That was alternate cross with Z move, if I'm remembering correctly. Imagine Rabombi did survive that. That would have been so funny. Also, we learned that Hell's Kitchen is not for YouTube, guys. We're back with more MandJTV. We watched recently the 7 Wonders of the Pokemon World from MandJTV, so I feel that we must now watch 7 Pokemon places you forgot about. Just to give you context, chat, I've only really played since like Gen 4. I dabbled in a little bit of Gen 3 games, but like I anything basically Gen 1 or 2, maybe a little bit of 3, I will just naturally forget about. So 7 Pokemon places you forgot about by MandJTV.
Greetings, Pokefans!
Pokefans! Michael here!
Throughout all of the main series Pokemon history, there have been several locations or landmarks that have become super famous. Cerulean Cave, Lavender Town.
Lavender Town scared me so much as a kid. Dude, me and my sister, whenever we would get mad at each other, we would threaten each other like, I'm gonna play Lavender Town, the music from Lavender Town. No, please don't! No, please don't! Oh, we were talking about it recently. We're like, wow, was that really how we fought? We didn't threaten to like beat the shit out of each other. We threatened to play the Lavender Town music because we were scared of it.
Pokewell, Mount Chimney, and Eterna Forest, just to name a few. However, there are some locations that are really freaking obscure. Maybe it's because they are an optional location with nothing of interest, or they only appear in one main series game, or they're an event-only location that you literally cannot get to unless you activate the event. So in today's video, I'm going to be going over several Pokemon locations that I personally forgot about, which means you probably did too, or maybe you haven't even heard of them at all. I'm only going to be going over locations in the main series games, because if I talked about spin-off games or...
Yeah, I think if you do the spin-off or like anything outside of the mainline games, I think a lot of people won't remember.
Main locations, we'd be here for a year. Also, real quick before I get started, I want to say thank you because I recently surpassed 1 million subscribers.
Wow!
Thank you all for
What is he at now? Because that was what? 6 years ago? He's already at over 2.63 million. That's awesome.
Supporting this channel and letting me continue to live the dream that I do. Also, if you have any suggestions for like a 1 million subscribers special video,
I don't have any predictions because genuinely, I don't know.
Tell me in the comments because I have nothing. But now let's get started with the locations. I will progress through them in generational order, starting with Generation 3. I'm skipping Gens 1 and 2 because they're too famous. They're too established, and Kanto and Johto have been featured throughout so many games throughout all of Pokemon's history that I didn't forget about a single Kanto or Johto location. So, in my opinion, they're too memorable to be featured here. But while Kanto doesn't have any locations that people forget about, there's an area near Kanto that definitely does because it isn't as well known. This area only showed up in one pair of main series Pokemon games throughout all 8 generations. The Sevi Islands in Fire Red and Leaf Green. There's tons of landmarks there that don't show up in any other games, so they end up being pretty obscure.
Okay,
especially since 4
that's fine. I know the Sevi Islands.
Of the 7 islands can
also, just a reminder, can we please keep chat on topic? Thanks.
Can only be accessed once you've beaten the league. But even though they're all reasonably obscure, there are a few specific landmarks there that I think take the cake. The first is actually a pair of landmarks technically, but they're connected, so I'm counting it as one entry. that being Outcast Island and Altering Cave.
Oh, someone said Altering Cave in chat earlier.
Outcast Island is a water route, and of course, Island itself, north of 6 Island, and it's the farthest point from 6 Island's Pokemon Center. You progress through Water Path, then Green Path, which contains the Pattern Bush, and then get to the route that's called Outcast Island.
Jesus Christ. That's a lot.
Where the island itself is at the very end. There is practically nothing of interest here other than an item or two and some trainers. That is, until you notice a solitary cave entrance. Surely this cave must be full of ancient and fascinating
That's what I would have guessed. There has to be a legendary in there, right?
treasure. After all, it's a remote, desolate location in a Pokemon game, and those tend to have interesting things in them. You enter the cave, known as Altering Cave, and find the rewards for your exploration and journey are nothing. Literally, nothing. The cave is one room, has no items, and the only wild Pokemon in there are Zubat, ranging from levels 6
Then what the fuck is this place? Why make it?
to 16, which is weirdly low since
Hello?
this area can only be accessed after you've beaten the Pokemon League. So, what's the deal? Why is
that's
there
what
this
I'm
extremely
wondering.
remote cave with nothing but weak Zubat in it? Also, why did they bring it back in Emerald version? It's in the more accessible location of Route 103.
Surely they made it more interesting in the Emerald version, right?
Beating the Pokemon League, but seriously, what is the point of this empty cave
I don't know, someone just got bored and was like, let's just add a fucking cave in here.
with just weak Zubat? My old Fire Red and Leaf Green guidebook says that altering
I love those books. I had them for Diamond and Pearl, Platinum, Heart Gold, Soul Silver, in both of the Pokemon Black and White games. And I don't know where they're at, but I treasure those books so much.
cave is as desolate and lonely as can be. Or is it?
Or is it?
It is. But
Okay.
it wasn't supposed to be. The reason Altering Cave exists but has nothing of interest is that it was originally intended to be a mystery gift location. Data miners found within the code of these Generation 3 games that Altering Cave is capable of spawning 8 different
Things
Johto
were not
Pokemon.
were made, but their features were not utilized. You know, I want to believe that maybe they had a plan for this area to be something more special than like a Zubat farm, essentially. But maybe they just didn't have enough time, or they just, I don't know, didn't have any ideas past let's make a location. I would like to think that maybe they were planning something for this and just didn't have enough time to implement it into the final game.
Mareep,
Hey, deadlines are a real thing.
Apom, Pineco, Shuckle, Teddiursa, Houndour, Stapler.
Which is why, like, sorry, I don't mean to keep pausing. Which is why I'm, like, okay with Winds and Waves not being released until 2027. Because it's one of those things where I would rather Game Freak take extra time to make the game really good than them setting a deadline and them trying to rush the game and, like, forgetting certain features or not, like, fully fleshing the certain mechanics out or anything like that. I'd rather them take the time to make a good game.
And Smeargle. Their spawns are triggered by mystery gift events, and when that occurs, whatever the Pokemon that's part of the event is, completely replaces the Zubat spawns within Altering Cave. This
Okay, maybe that makes more sense.
seems
actually.
to be a feature to give players a way to get these Johto Pokemon without having to trade with Pokemon Coliseum. At the time of Fire Red and Leaf Green's release, Pokemon Coliseum is the only Pokemon game that you could get these Pokemon from in
Interesting. Okay.
Gen 3. So they came up with this mystery
Yeah, the fact
gift
they didn't tell a specific timeline, which is smart. You know, they're just telling us it's gonna come in 2027. That's a very large time frame. That's 12 months. They didn't tell us when in 2027, but They're not setting themselves a hard deadline to get the games done. I'd rather them just take their time and make Gen 10 a banger. Because it is supposed to be a banger game. Greed sucks. We have to wait, but we actually have to make it well run with the extra time. I'm down. And when we have some content to keep us over. You know, we have Pokopia. I don't think they're going to add anything into Legends EA, which is kind of a shame. I actually really enjoyed Legends EA. But, I mean, us Pokemon fans can wait. All right. I mean, we've waited long enough already. It's all good. And I'm sure Pokemon will release something like extra DLCs or whatever. I mean, they're already doing that with Pokopia.
Way to give these Pokemon to players who didn't have trading capabilities with a GameCube. Because
especially since they like to release their games around Christmas time, which is very smart. Very, very smart.
Get the Pokemon from Coliseum or a friend, you literally could not complete your National Pokedex. This was intended to be a fix for that. However, no events for Altering Cave were ever released anywhere. Unless you hack your game, Altering Cave will never spawn anything other than Zubat, and never has.
I mean, if you're shiny hunting Zubat, maybe this isn't that bad of a place to be.
For the reason behind them creating this location, but then not doing any events for it, is that they made Emerald. They made all of these Johto Pokemon available somewhere in Emerald, so they were obtainable directly within a main series Gen 3 game. So Altering Cave just wasn't necessary anymore. The only flaw with this theory is that they included it in Emerald still, despite the fact that
is a little
all of
confusing.
the Pokemon that could show up there can show up directly in Emerald. So that's a little weird. I guess it's just another one of those situations of Game Freak coding in something and then deciding later, actually, never mind. But because
I genuinely think that's what happened.
Utilized, it became a remote location with no significance in a completely skippable place. Both in Fire Red, Leaf Green, and Emerald, because why would you go back to Route 103 after becoming the champion? Therefore, many Pokemon fans out there have probably never even heard of, or totally forgotten about, Outcast Island and Altering Cave. The next location is another Sevi Islands location that is definitely not quite as obscure because it's a mandatory part of the post-game quest, but I still wanted to discuss it because I had forgotten about it, and also because I bust out laughing when I read its name, because I'm a child.
What is it?
The Dotted Hole. This.
Huh? What? What is this place? Not the Dotted Hole. Not the Dotted Hole, brother.
This place makes use of.
Who came up with that name?
The visual braille system that originated in Hoenn with the Reggie quest. That makes sense because what lies at the bottom is the Sapphire, the item that, along with the Ruby, you need to be able to trade between the Kanto games and the non-Kanto Gen 3 games. You can only enter it by using cut at the entrance, which the braille says to do by simply reading cut. The next message tells you the order of holes to jump through, up, left, right, down, and the final message once you've reached the Sapphire reads...
I can imagine. I don't even know how many kids probably could not figure this out, because I know 7-year-old Sai, who probably would have played this game, would not have been able to figure this out. I would have had to watch like a YouTube video or something, or read a guide.
But the two glittering stones, one in red, one in blue, connect the past. Two friends sharing power. Open a window to a new world that glows. The next world waits for you. Kinda weird that an ancient society wrote a message about building an interregional communications network for long-distance trading. The next location is another Gen 3 island cave, that being Artisan Cave in Emerald. I am certain most of you remember the Emerald Battle Frontier, because that
pretty banger.
That place is lauded as being one of the best post-game things to do areas in all of main series Pokemon history. However, I would bet that many of you forgot that the Battle Frontier Island has a hidden cave. I certainly forgot about it. It's a cave you can only access after you've irritated and then either caught or defeated the Pseudo-Woo.
I would not have been able to figure that out, I'm sorry.
Near the Battle Palace. You head down the waterfall, surf a short ways, and boom, there's the cave. The inside of it has some EV increasing vitamins, but most notably the only wild Pokemon in there are Smeargle, hence the name Artisan Cave. This is the only place in all of the Gen 3 mainline games where you can catch Smeargle, since as I mentioned, Altering Cave was never given an event to cause Smeargle to spawn there. Aside from Smeargle and the vitamins, there's not much to see. You progress through until you reach the exit-only side of it that spits you out next to the battle tower. But once you have a Smeargle and have collected all of the vitamins in there, you really don't have a need to ever go back. So it seems to just be a place that was implemented to be a fun little extra place to check out in the post-game, and also a place to put Smeargle. Those factors combined with it only being in a post-game area in one main series game throughout all of Pokemon's history means it's a pretty forgettable place. The next location is another Hoenn location, that being the Scorched Slab.
The
In the original
Scorched
Gen 3
Slab.
games, it's a single room
I have no idea what that is.
cave on Route 120 with the TM for Sunny Day in it, and nothing else. Seriously, nothing else. There's not even any wild Pokemon. I always thought it was strange that this single room with nothing in it but a TM got its own name, and a cool name at that. They easily could have just made a small little island on Route 120 and had the TM sitting on top of there. But because this name is used for a single TM, and you get in, get out, and never come back, it means it's an extremely forgettable location.
Yeah, absolutely not.
Ruby and Alpha Sapphire clearly realized this was silly and expanded the Scorched Slab substantially, giving it multiple floors, wild Pokemon.
Oras is a... Oras, I might need to give Oras another chance, but... Seems that Oras did the whole, let me just remake this game to be better.
Many more items, and a post-game legendary to catch, that being Heatran. So if you poked around in it in Oris, it's probably more memorable to you. However, from Gen 3 up until the release of Oris, or if you never played Oris, it's a super forgettable location.
True.
With a weirdly badass name. Alright, now let's move
The Scorched Slab!
on to Generation 4, and the only location I'll be discussing is the Sinjoh Ruins. And yes, as you probably realized, its name is a combination of Sinnoh and Johto. The
What the fuck? I don't know what this is at all!
location is only found within Heart Gold and Soul Silver, and it's actually not within Johto or
That's why I don't know? What?
Kanto.
I've played Heart Gold Soul Silver like 2-3 times. Why do I not know this?
If you look at your map while in the Sinjoh Ruins, it indicates that you're just somewhere north of Johto. The reason
Does anybody remember this? I don't.
it's such a forgettable place, and that many of you have probably never heard of it, is that it's an event-exclusive location.
I don't
for
remember
events
this.
That were extremely difficult to find. You needed an Arceus from the Hall of Origin, which was never possible because they never released the
Okay, that makes sense.
Azure Flute, or you needed an Arceus from an event distribution. Do you know how many legitimate Arceus distributions there were?
Not very many. I think it might have been like, what, 2?
Back in
3?
Generation 4?
Oh. Yeah, there was 3 in English. Actually, no, there was only 1 in the United States. The other 2 English ones were in Australia and Europe.
9 throughout the whole world, and they were all in different places. If you were
Yikes.
from the United States like me,
I do remember going to Toys R Us.
you had
And then I put Arceus in my game, and then I, like, what was it? Action replayed the hell out of my game, glitched it so I couldn't play it anymore. It was broken, and I had to, like, reset my entire game, and I lost Arceus. I was really sad.
1 week in November of 2009 to get a legitimate Arceus in a Gen 4 game. That is it. If you didn't get an Arceus from the extremely limited event in your region, and you didn't have any friends that did get one, it is literally impossible to access the Sinjoh Ruins without hacking your game. However, many people have, of course, hacked their games, so we know what happens in the Sinjoh Ruins event.
Yeah, I have no fucking clue. I have no clue.
And what does happen is, well, to summarize, some crazy If you take your Arceus to the ruins of Alph,
Just me and my bestie Arceus taking a walk.
researcher there is excited and takes you into the ruins to examine the unknown markings. Then, you're suddenly teleported to the Sinjo ruins, where you meet up with Cynthia. She takes you inside where you must choose between one of the 3 symbols on the ground, referring to Dialga, Palkia, and Giratina. Once you've made your choice, some unknowns show up, and then the most insane cutscene in Pokemon history
I've literally
plays.
never seen this. What is happening? Okay, I feel like if I was a kid, this would have scared the shit out of me. What is happening? What is happening?
Look at this insanity! Real world images played in rapid succession.
What the fuck? Oh my god. Wait, what highway is this? Wait, what freeway junction is this? What the fuck? Can somebody find out where this is from? This looks like just a freeway junction in the States. Oh. This is Vegas? This does not look like Las Vegas.
Terrifying
Las Vegas is more brown.
music. I almost can't believe it's
What
real. It
the
almost
fuck?
seems fan-made.
It does. It looks like something someone made in Windows Movie Maker.
Finally, toward the end of the cutscene, it shows an egg that's hatching. When you return from that cosmic acid trip, you are presented with a level 1 Dialga, Palkia, or Giratina, depending on the circle you picked. It is
What the fuck? Hello?
holding its signature orb, and fun fact, this is the only way to get a legitimate Greasus orb in Heart Gold and Soul Silver, because the item can't be traded. So yeah, it's wild, and I'm kind of
I
disappointed
have no idea what the hell I just watched.
I never got the chance to participate in it
Yeah,
myself.
me neither.
I mean, I could now if I hacked my game, but it's not really the same. But since I, along with the vast majority of Pokemon players throughout the world, never got a chance to participate in this event, they have never been to the Sinjo ruins and probably don't even know it exists. Until now, because I explained it to you. Now on to Generation 5, where the first location is another cave, that being Challenger's Cave in black and white.
Oh, I remember this.
It is
I remember this, but I remember going here like once or twice, but this is definitely not a location I could name just off the top of my head.
found on Route 9, and it's just a cave. You don't get access to it until after beating the league, because before then a black belt is blocking your way. Once inside, you'll find some items, including the TM for Stone Edge, some trainers, and some non-Gen 5 Pokemon, like Lickitung, Sableye, Mawile, and Riolu. And that's the extent of the content in there. No legendary, not even for an event, and there's no big plot battles. Really, your only reason to go in there is for the TM for Stone Edge, some experience and money, and the Pokemon in there if you want to complete your national Pokedex. But if you don't care about those things, there's no reason to go in there at all.
Yeah, fair.
Plus, it's wholly possible to just forget
Thank you for the
it's
follow.
there, because you have to go back to Route 9 after beating the league to get into it, and there's no real plot reason to return to Route 9. And the cherry on top of this cave's forgettable Sunday is that it's not in Black 2 and White 2. The cave entrance has collapsed, I guess because Game Freak was like, this cave was pointless, let's just get rid of it. So it's only in Black and White.
That's so funny, they just like covered it up.
And no other Pokemon games anywhere else. That combined with the fact that, like I said, there's nothing really interesting in it, means that a lot of people are gonna forget about it.
Yeah,
I certainly
fair.
did. And the final location is another Gen 5 location, actually being an entire town that I am talking about today because I didn't know about its existence until a couple of years after playing Gen 5 for the first time. That being Anvil Town.
Oh,
Anvil
I
Town
remember
is way
Anvil
out in the
Town.
boonies of the Unova region.
It's the
so
their
far
train
that it can
town
only
with all the train tracks.
be accessed by taking a train from the station in Nimbasa City. That makes it sound like Kyloud.
Was it boring as shit? Yes.
City in Kalos, but you can fly to Kyloud after getting there the first time. Anvil doesn't have a Pokemon Center, so it literally is only accessible via the train each and every time. Its main feature is the huge rail yard, which features a turntable that has a different train car on it every day, which is something that I didn't even actually know until
I didn't know that either.
Video, because I had never been there on consecutive days. On Saturdays and Sundays, you can trade some
Alright guys, let me just make my daily trip to Anvil Town.
items, and there's a guy that will give you item rewards based on how well you do in the battle subway. Black 2 and White 2 feature a mini side quest about a lost Pansage, and your reward for helping is a bright powder. And that's it. No battling, no TMs, no wild, no gift Pokemon, no in-game trades, well, for Pokemon, and no plot occurrences. It's a quaint little remote town that is totally optional and totally missable. If you don't go into the subway station in Nimbasa City, like me, you will never have a way of getting there. Even when I eventually did go into the subway station to try out the battle subway a while after beating the game, I didn't notice the option for the Anvil Town line. I discovered Anvil Town by seeing it mentioned online and being like, what the hell is that? How have I missed an entire town? So if me,
I get it. Most people probably did not give a shit or didn't know.
Biggest Pokemon nerds out there missed an entire city for years, then I think
that has to say something, man.
There's a pretty good chance that a lot of you did the same. Thank you so much for watching, and an extra special thanks to my patrons over on Patreon who are helping support my channel independent of the fluctuating YouTube ad revenue. If you want to help support me in the same way and get some cool perks like your name at the end of the video or videos early with no ads, the link is in the description below. Also, if you want to check out some more of my fun Pokemon content, including my first MBF battle on the second channel in the Metronome Battle Federation, click over here. All right, that's all I have for now. So till next time, Pokey fans.
Gotta catch them all. One day I'll do one of those fun Nuzlocke, metronome Nuzlocke things. They seem fun. I only knew about Anvil Town because I've seen it on the Unova map online. I think most people did not know that Anvil Town existed. I think I went there like once or twice because I remember being like, ooh, lots of trains. Oh, there's nothing to do. All right, bye. Don't care anymore. What did you, is there any of you guys on this list didn't know? I don't know. Dotted Hole might have been my favorite, just by the name alone. Guys, meet me at the Dotted Hole. We had this Japanese kid in our class with an Arceus he got from an event. He traded it to everyone for the Sinjo event, and people would freak out every time it happened. Shout out to that guy. That's such a fun memory. Hello. I hope they gave him back his Arceus or Arceus. I hope they gave it back to him. That's kind of a big Pokemon to trade. Only one I knew was the Arceus Sinnoh one. That one was so weird. I've literally never seen that sequence before. I've never seen that before. Alright, next video. Oh my gosh. I don't think we watched this one. Let me just double check real quick. Nah, I'd keep God. You would keep it? You would keep it from the nice Japanese kid who was just trying to share his love for the Sinjo Temple? I'm just gonna double check. Guys, I got some banger art commissioned, and I'm gonna post it on Twitter later. But I'm a little afraid if I post it if I show it on stream now, I might actually get banned. You guys have to sit in anticipation. It's actually quite banger art. I'm really happy with it. Yeah, if I show it on Twitch, there may be a small chance I might get banned. It's not even a small chance. I say small chance, but there's a lot of Okay, listen, it is a little spicy. She's not naked, okay? I'm not naked. It's just there's a little bit of side and under boob, and I know Twitch does not like side and under boob. Guys. My 2.5 is almost getting done being rigged, and I'm going to be showing it on my birthday. I'm so excited to finally stream in my, like, default outfit and not be afraid to, like, get bonked on Twitch. Because if I showed anything, like, let's say this is my default outfit, if I showed anything past, like, this, I would get, like, a warning in my email. And Twitch would be marking my streams as sexual content. So we needed to make that change. It's actually really cool. I showed it already. I'm actually really excited. Nice hips, by the way. Thank you. I know. I'm like, my hips don't lie. What can I say? Same with my thighs. Under booba's best booba. I do like under booba. Side booba though, I think is my favorite. Side booba is the best. Ever notice how curvy Sai is? Dude, I'm telling you, I have a fucking yacht. I have a yacht. Okay, I haven't watched this one. Thank you for checking. Thank you for checking, because I could not be fucked. Anyways, I love whenever Mikey does, like, challenge videos. We're gonna be watching, can you beat Pokemon without catching any Pokemon? So what? You get, like, your starter and gift mons? I'm assuming you just can't catch them in a Pokeball. But, like, if you want to do trade mons, don't you have to catch? I don't know. I guess we'll have to find out. Can you beat Pokemon Platinum without catching any Pokemon by MandJTV?
Michael here, and a big thing in the Pokemon YouTube world right now are playthrough challenge videos. Can you beat a certain Pokemon game with a
I watched the Heart Gold one. Okay.
certain challenging condition? One of the most popular formats is, can you beat this game with only this particular, usually weak Pokemon? But there are other challenge variances as well. I thought it would be fun to do one of these playthrough challenges myself.
I need to do one of these.
And the one that I came up with was, is it possible to beat a Pokemon game without catching any Pokemon? For the purposes of this, I define catching a Pokemon as obtaining a Pokemon by throwing a Pokeball at it. Therefore, the only ways to obtain Pokemon are via gift Pokemon and hatching any eggs. So the available Pokemon are very limited. Here are the rules for my no-catch playthrough. The first is that I cannot throw a Pokeball at any Pokemon, therefore I can't catch any Pokemon. And number two is that trading with another game is only allowed for the purposes of evolving a Pokemon if necessary. And if you do this, it has to be an immediate trade and trade back. In-game trades are allowed, but spoiler alert, all of the in-game trades in the game that I'm going to be playing require Pokemon that you have to catch in the wild, so I won't be doing any. So in short, no catching and no trading Pokemon from other games. All other methods of obtaining Pokemon are fair game. I selected Pokemon Platinum to be the game that I do this challenge in for two reasons. The first is that I haven't played through Sinnoh in several years, so I wanted to again. And the second is that the available Pokemon in this style of playthrough will make my final team pretty interesting. Also, you probably noticed that I am filming with a new camera. Want to give a quick shout out to my sponsor, Elgato, for sending me a new cam link.
I do like Elgato.
That I'll be using to record and stream from here on out. So if you want to pick up some of their cool content creation tech, check out the link in the description. So don't forget to leave a like on the video, and let's dive in to see if I can beat Pokemon Platinum without...
I do have an Elgato.
...without catching any Pokemon. The game starts out like any other Pokemon playthrough, and it's not long before I get to choose my starter, the first gift Pokemon in the game. When I originally thought up this playthrough, I at first thought that I would have to choose Piplup because Empoleon can learn every HM in the game except Fly. Since Surf and Waterfall are necessary to beat the game, the other two starters...
It's not Empoleon's fault that he's a penguin, okay? The flightless bird.
Cannot learn those. I thought I had to pick Empoleon. However, during my research, I discovered that Eevee is a gift Pokemon in Platinum, which you can evolve into Vaporeon.
Everywhere I go, Vaporeon follows.
Long before you need Surf to progress in the game. The only HMs you need prior to getting the Eevee are Cut and Rock Smash, and all 3 starters can learn both of those moves. Therefore, I can actually choose any starter that I want, with the only caveat being that if I choose Turtwig or Chimchar, I have to evolve my Eevee into Vaporeon, because no other obtainable Pokemon can learn Waterfall. I decided to go with Chimchar because it would be my only Pokemon.
I respect the choice. Infernape is the, Infernape's the best starter, right, of the 3, if I'm remembering correctly.
Game, and it handles the first 2 gyms very well. Plus it gets stabbed from Rock Smash, a move that it'll be stuck with for a while. I defeat Barry pretty easily before making my way to Sand Gym Town, where Professor Rowan lets me name the
Ludicrous
Chimchar. I named him Ludichrist. I know that name sounds weird, but it's actually a callback to the first playthrough I ever did here on my YouTube channel, My First Nuzlocke Pokemon Platinum. I started with Chimchar in that game.
I remember Ludicrous, the Infernape.
Too, and named him Ludicrous. He survived all the way until tragically falling to my rival's final Pokemon in the last battle right before the
Snorlax.
Pokemon League. So therefore, this Chimchar is Ludichrist because it's Ludicrous who has risen from the dead. After backtracking to say goodbye to my mom, Dawn has us go through the catching tutorial, something completely unnecessary for this playthrough. She gives me some Pokeballs and I immediately sold all of them. No use for them, so might as well make money. Ludicrous swept through all of the Pokemon I met pretty easily before evolving into Monferno right before the Oreburgh Gate. The hiker inside gave me the HM for Rock Smash, but I decided to wait to teach it to Monferno until it's necessary. I arrive in Oreburgh, and in the process of grabbing items outside the mine, I accidentally found a hidden heart scale. This will come in handy later. I find Rourke and tell him to get his dumb butt back to his more important job, then head to the gym.
Listen, man, he has to work 2 jobs. All right, in this economy, being a gym leader just doesn't pay you enough.
I make quick work of the trainers, then take on Rourke. Since Ludichrist is the only Pokemon getting any experience, he is very over-leveled for this fight. Mach Punch makes quick work of his Geodude, Onix, and Cranidos, and I have my first badge. Now that it's useful, I go ahead and teach Monferno Rock Smash. On my way back through the Oreburgh Gate, I head to the basement and pick up the TM for Flash, which I'll use later. Back in Jubilife, Dawn and I take out the Galactic Grunts with little issue. I then fight my way to Floraroma Town, take out some more
the goddamn stupid cat!
Galactic Grunts on the way to fighting Mars. Her Zubat is dealt with easily, and while a crit scratch from Perugly did a decent chunk, a Rock Smash followed by a Mach Punch.
The gym leaders get paid, all of them have another job, yeah, in Paldea they all have all their jobs.
To take it out.
Being a gym leader, I think, is their side hustle.
I head out and battle my way up to Eterna Forest, where Cheryl tags along for a little bit. This trip was uneventful since Flamewheel decimated everything in the forest. I arrive in Eterna City, the site of finally gaining some new team members. My first step was to speak to the Underground Man to get the Explorer Kit, because we're digging for fossils.
Yeah!
Since the process of reviving a fossil does not require me to throw a Pokeball, fossil Pokemon are fair game for this playthrough. However, in Platinum it's more interesting than in other games because I didn't get a choice as to which fossil Pokemon I got to use. If you didn't know, in Diamond, you will only find Skull fossils, which become Cranidos. And in
I have a very personal vendetta against Cranidos.
Pearl, you can only...
Very, very personal. If you see my water-only Nuzlocke attempt for BDSP, you would understand why.
Find armor fossils, which become Shieldon. In Platinum, you can still only...
I do like Shieldon and Bastiodon.
Find one type of fossil in the Underground before beating the League. However, which one you can find is determined randomly when you start the game. If your trainer ID number ends in an odd number, you'll find Skull fossils, and if it ends in an even number, you'll find armor fossils. While I could have known which fossil Pokemon I would get on my team at the start of the playthrough, I decided not to look at my number. I thought it would be more fun to discover which fossil I would find by simply digging it up. You know, makes me feel more like a real paleontologist.
I even follow Zappy Zap. I love that username.
After about 10 minutes of digging, I find...
This was always so fun. I absolutely, as a kid, loved doing this.
My fossil, and it's a skull fossil.
It's so good.
Cranidos
it's so
will
fun.
Be my new team member, but not quite yet. While I could backtrack all the way to Oreburgh City to revive the fossil immediately, that's a pretty long trip. If I wait to do the revival until I get my bicycle, It's just a straight shot down the cycling road to get back to Orberg. Since a rock-type Pokemon isn't gonna help me very much with the grass-type gym, I decided
it's
I
just
would
gonna
wait.
die.
I head back up and straight into Gardenia's gym. Ludicrous's Flame Wheel sears through all of the gym trainers, and it does the same to Gardenia's team, OHKOing all 3 of them. That wasn't really surprising,
Rest in
though.
peace,
After all, Manfrotto was 5
Roserade.
levels higher than her ace, Roserade. After some conversations, Cynthia gives me the HM for Cut. I debated then making the long trek back to Orberg to teach Cranidos Cut instead of Manfrotto, but then I realized that Cranidos cannot learn Cut, only Rampardos can, so...
And that's gonna be way farther down the line. He needs it now!
I begrudgingly taught Manfrotto Cut. I bust into the Galactic Eterna building and fight my way to the top. Once there, I pick up the upgrade, then fight Jupiter. Her Zubat was a joke, but Skuntank was a bit tougher. Its bulk meant I had to hit it with multiple flame wheels, but I wore it down without too much issue. Resisting its night slashes definitely helped. After clearing out the building, I was careful to save the game a lot. The reason for this is that Cynthia is about to give me a Togepi egg, which will be my next member of the team. The scary thing, though, is that Togepi can either hatch with the ability Serene Grace, which is amazing, or Hustle, which is
awful, bad news. We're gambling.
Hustle boosts the Pokemon's
no!
physical attack while lowering its accuracy, but since Togekiss is a special attacker, all this ability would do to it is lower its accuracy. I was not about to deal with an inaccurate Togekiss the entire playthrough, so I saved before receiving the egg, because if you didn't know, the attributes of a Pokemon are determined when the egg is generated, not when it hatches. Thankfully, the first one hatched with Serene Grace, so all was well. I named it Gabriel after the angel from the Bible, since Togekiss is very angelic. I already
Fair enough.
had a Christ Pokemon, so I figured another biblical name would fit well. As soon as Gabriel hatched, I swung by the cycle shop to grab a bike, which would have helped with hatching a bit. I actually don't know why I didn't do this beforehand.
It's okay, I forgive you.
Orberg, revived my skull fossil, and named my new Cranidos Solomon. I decided to stick with the biblical names theme, and
I think it's cool. I like when people, like, keep their nicknames for their Pokemon teams thematical.
fits Cranidos well. Solomon was wise, and Cranidos has a big head. So it's got a big brain, maybe.
Surely, right?
I taught Solomon Rock Tomb immediately because, very stupidly, this Rock-type Pokemon does not learn a Rock-type move until Head Smash at level 52.
That is kind of insane, actually.
This entire playthrough, so burn the TM. My next order of business was getting Togepi evolved as soon as possible because it is completely useless.
Togekiss is disgusting.
Togepi. Thankfully, I was given the Soothe Bell upon entering Eterna City, so after a little while of switch training, leveling up, and journeying all the way through Wayward Cave, Gabriel evolved into a Togetic. By the way, I had taught Flash to Togepi to get through Wayward Cave because it's the only one that can learn it. After Gabriel evolved, I taught it Grass Knot. I needed some way to counter water types in the meantime because my other 2 Pokemon are
I'm remembering
weak to water.
correctly. Grassnot's the one that does more damage the heavier the Pokemon, right? Or am I misremembering?
And also, Togetic doesn't learn an actual attack.
Yes? Okay, I'm not crazy
To
then.
level 33.
I remember some of my Pokemon moves.
And I was not about to only have Metronome that entire time. I battled my way to Hearthome City where
Metronome, we just gotta gamble,
I
man.
obtained the gift Eevee. I considered saving before receiving the Eevee so that I could reset for a female, so if I wanted to, I could breed Monferno and Eevee to get a lot more Eevees and all the other Eeveelutions.
So you want a female Vaporeon is what you're saying.
But I decided that having a team of
Interesting.
just Eeveelutions would
Just an observation.
be kind of boring.
Just
so
an observation.
I just took the first one that I got. It ended up being a male Eevee, and I named it Levi. The Leviathan
Okay, thank
is a
God. Oh, I feel so relieved.
monster from the Bible, staying on theme, but I thought it would be funny if, like, the Leviathan is actually just a small sea cat, so I named my future Vaporeon just Little Levi. I decided to go ahead and
That's so
challenge
cute,
Fantina
actually.
without grinding. After all, Solomon has sky-high attack and pursuit, so I figured I'd be fine. Learning Assurance during the course of battling the gym trainers was extra great, since Assurance doubles its power if Cranidos takes a hit first, which was likely since it's a bit slow. I took out her Duskull without much issue. I was hit with a future sight after it fainted, but that was fine. Then she sent out Mismagius, and things got bad. Mismagius immediately goes for a super effective magical leaf, a move that I did not remember that it had. I
remember, because I was really mad I had Empoleon out against Mismagius. And I remember it used a magical leaf, and I was like, ah! What?
Solomon might...
Or not Empoleon, sorry, Prinplup.
...survive it, but nope, it crit. And my only Pokemon with...
Of course it crit, because... Yeah.
...super effective damage goes down. I bring in Ludicrous, who is 5 levels higher than Mismagius. However, that wasn't enough.
Yeah, Fantina, I think if I remember correctly, he did name as the hardest gym leader, or like technically the most difficult one in Platinum. Could be wrong. Somebody can correct me on that.
And confused Monferno, who then hurt itself immediately. Then Psybeam did most of my health, and while I hit the second Flame Wheel, it wasn't enough to KO. I was a bit salty, because if Monferno had not hurt itself in its confusion, I would have taken out Mismagius right away.
Fair, indeed he did. Okay.
To tank some hits while I healed up Monferno. However, since I only had super potions at this point, it took 2 turns to fully heal Monferno up. Mismagius finished off Togetic, but I brought in Monferno back in to finish it off with a Flame Wheel. And it lives! The Mismagius
Of course it did! And there goes the super potion!
The first time, then doesn't KO it from half health. What the heck? Dude? At this point...
I would have sworn there, you know, I would have used much harsher words than what the heck.
Point, I was screwed. Well, I could have brought in Eevee to sack it off while I healed Monferno. Thanks to her super potion, Mismagius definitely needed 2 Flame Wheels now. I used 1 more Flame Wheel hoping for a crit, but didn't get it.
There's the Shadow Ball.
I gave up and let Mismagius finish both Monferno and Eevee off. My first loss of the playthrough was done. Licking my wounds, I grinded Cranidos up to level 27 and got Monferno a level in the process. In the second attempt, I tried to OHKO Duskull with Assurance, but barely could not. Duskull used Future Sight, and this time I wanted Cranidos to stay totally healthy to make sure I could tank a Magical Leaf. I brought in Togetic and messed around with Metronome and Yawn for a little bit before eventually getting impatient and bringing in Monferno to finish off Duskull. In came Haunter, which I was confident I could OHKO with Assurance. I could, but not before taking some damage from Sucker Punch. That was fine though, because Cranidos still has 62 HP.
Yeah, Cranidos is still fairly healthy.
In the last battle, Mismagius comes in, goes for Magical Leaf, and critical hits again.
I would have crashed out. This is where things would have been full-blown crash out mode.
For the second time in a row. I hate this Pokemon now. Cranidos goes down, but I quickly formulate a plan. Since I don't have to use Togetic's turns to heal Monferno, I can put Mismagius to sleep to allow Monferno to KO it safely. I get off the Yawn, then randomly click Metronome on the turn I expected Togetic to go down. However, Togetic survives, then the Metronome happens, and it becomes transformed.
Oh my god!
What? I now have a powerful Mismagius with Shadow Ball up against a sleeping Mismagius.
Wait, that actually... Does this save him?
This is amazing.
Oh,
I go for Shadow Ball, and it does more than half. The enemy Mismagius heals with
Don't wake up! Don't wake up!
Citrus Berry, but it doesn't matter because I got the special defense drop. The second Shadow Ball finishes it off, and I beat Fantina using her own Mismagius against her.
The Metronome came in clutch.
This was probably the wildest gym battle that I have ever had. It was awesome. I start making my way to Salacion Town, but not before my rival attacks. This battle was pretty uneventful though, and I beat him easily. My top priority is now getting to the Salacion Ruins because that's where the Water Stone to evolve Eevee is. I skip as many trainers as possible on the way, enter the ruins, and find the Water Stone. I evolve Levi immediately, and now I have my Vaporeon.
Yay!
Unfortunately, what I didn't realize is that I already missed a Water-type move on Vaporeon. It learns Water Gun by level up at level 15, but I got the Eevee at level 20. Vaporeon doesn't learn another level up stab move until Hydro Pump at the wildly inappropriate level of 71.
That's actually insane.
71 Are you kidding? This means that unfortunately I can't teach Vaporeon a water type move until I get the Brine TM from Wake, so for the time being, Levi is still useless. I grab Defog from the ruins and teach it to Gabriel. After a quick, depressing detour to the Lost Tower, I begin my trek to Veilstone. This was arduous. It's a long trip with no healing, and the last battle is one of those cursed Ace Trainer double battles. I beat their last—
So stupid, oh my god.
Pokemon
I remember this.
with only a poisoned Hurt Monferno left standing. I genuinely hate that battle. It gives me a hard time no matter the playthrough. But I still make it to Veilstone without losing, so I'm finally able to grab my 5th team member, Porygon. I named it Galaxian, like the book of the Bible Galatians, but more science-y sounding. If you recall, I already got the upgrade from the Galactic Eterna building, so I was able to evolve it into Porygon 2 immediately. My next step was to take on Maylene's fighting-type gym, but I didn't want to do that yet. My only attack that was super effective on fighting-type Pokemon was Galaxian's Psybeam, which isn't super effective on Meta-type or Lucario, and is also on a normal-type Pokemon. But I had a plan. Since this is Platinum and not Diamond and Pearl, just west of Pastoria is a Shard move tutor where I can teach Togetic Air Cutter, a special stab flying type move. I make the trek south all the way there, only to discover that I don't have enough shards.
Of course.
After digging in the underground for half an hour and only finding one red shard, backtracking to Wayward Cave and several other places, and evolving Solomon into a Rampardos, I finally had the shards I needed. I taught Togetic Air Cutter, and now I was ready for the Veilstone Gym. Side note, while I was digging for shards, I found a couple more skull fossils, so if I want more Rampardos, I can get them. I'm just not going to do that, that would be dumb. First, she sends out Meta-type, but sadly Air Cutter is just shy of OHKOing it. It hits Togetic with a Rock Tomb, which lowers its speed, something that I neglected to pay attention to. I go for Grass Knot to finish it off to save some Air Cutter PP, but that ended up being foolish. Meta-type now outspeeds and hits us with Drain Punch, doing some damage and healing itself in the process. Now Grass Knot doesn't KO, and I'm forced to take another hit before finishing it off. Machoke comes in, and I switch to Porygon 2, hoping to either live a hit or outspeed. I live a Karate Chop, and again, barely don't KO it with Psybeam. Why is this barely not KOing thing happening so much to me?
The game just hates you, Mikey.
Decide to risk it and try to live a second Karate Chop, which I do, so Porygon 2 finishes Machoke off. She brings in her Lucario, which Inferno easily handles, actually scoring a burn with Flame Wheel in the process. Maylene was done. I head to the Galactic Warehouse and get Fly, which I promptly teach to Togetic. I fly back to Pastoria for Wake's Gym, a battle which I am actually really concerned for. My only Pokemon that resists water, and is actually immune to it, is Vaporeon, but Vaporeon can't really do any damage back. My only super effective attack is Grass Knot, which is not Stab.
It's not a the greatest move ever either.
And is also on a Pokemon that is weak to the Ice and Rock type moves several of his Pokemon have. I bought the TM for Thunder from the Veilstone department store and taught it to Galaxian to help out. I did some grinding which evolved Ludicrous into Infernape, but I was still worried. I beat my rival before the gym, beat all the gym trainers, then started my battle with Wake.
Thank you for the follow.
Gabriel, expecting him to lead with Quagsire, but he leads with Gyarados
instead. Honey, thank you so much for the raid. You're peeing on my chat. Joke's on you. Me and my chat are into it. I'm just kidding. JK, I'm sorry. Guys, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Anyways. Anyways. Hi, guys. My name is Poseidon. I'm a VTuber with the VTuber talent agency Mythos, and I love Pokemon, and I love card games. Honey, it's nice to see you streaming again. Hello. Missed you, Papa. I hope you had a wonderful stream. Thank you so much for that raid. We are watching an MandJTV video. He's doing a challenge where he's playing Pokemon Platinum with Pokemon, where he's not allowed to catch Pokemon, so he's only using like gift mons and stuff, which I think is really fun. Thank you so much for the raid. Feel free to raid and run, no worries. I will do my best to take care of your peers. What do you call a large group of people who are peeing? The peers? The pissers? The urinators? The uriners? Can I make out with chat? You know, Saru, you feel free to kiss my chat. The pissdom? Why does everything go back to piss? Listen, all humans have a few things in common. We need to eat, we need to drink water, we will all die one day, and we also all need to piss. So if you think about it, everything does end up going back to pissing. The urination. Wait, actually, that's such a banger name. Wait, urination? I'm writing that down. Chat, write that down. Chat, write that down. I'm kissing YouTube chat. The Twitch chat are freaks. You know, I feel like it depends on the day. It's either the Twitch chat are freaks or the YouTube chat are freaks. Can I steal chat's wallet? You know, if you bet when they're not looking, sure. Thank you for the follow.
Forced to switch to Rampardos, who I thought had a chance to survive and hit back with a rock tomb, but nope, it was Oko by a waterfall. However, at least now
Gyarados is just that guy. What can I say? Miss Poseidon and the urination. Yeah, that's my alter ego. My alter ego is Poseidon.
Can bring in Porygon 2 safely.
That's what I am after hours.
I click Thunder.
Guys, just to be clear, I'm actually not into piss, okay? I'm not actually into piss. I promise.
But Gyarados' waterfall flinches me. He doesn't flinch me with the second waterfall, but Thunder misses. Have I ever talked about how I genuinely hate the move Thunder?
Oh god, I hate it too. If it's not 100%, it's 50%.
Like, it misses at just the worst times. After healing up, Thunder finally lands, but Porygon 2 is weakened badly. Wake brings in Floatzel, and I bring in a healthy Togetic to use Grass Knot, but then Wake hits with an Ice Fang, which Togetic lives, but gets frozen as a result.
Of course that's what happens!
You've got to be freezing kidding me. I decide to sack.
I love that SpongeBob episode. It was such a banger.
Off Togetic to heal up Porygon 2.
Grass Knot? I don't know, maybe my chat is corrupted. We're all hearing different things now.
That was a mistake. While Porygon 2 landed its first Thunder and OHKO'd Floatzel, I realized that I should have preserved Togetic because I needed Grass Knot to beat Quagsire. During the process of using Psybeam to whittle down Quagsire, it uses Yawn.
Oh, EP time! It's time to eat!
But Quagsire used Water Pulse instead. While Infernape did survive the hit, it got confused in the process, then hurt itself in confusion on the turn that would have ended the battle. It goes down to Water Pulse, but Porygon 2 is then able to come in and finish things off. Remember how I said that my second battle with Fantina was one of the wildest gym battles I've ever had? Well, this battle with Wake is probably one of the most hacks-filled battles that I've ever had. Flinching, Thunder missing, Ice...
You're stronger than me, Mikey. I think I would have put the game down after this.
Freezing, Water Pulse, confusing, then hurting myself. Ugh, it was awful. I am glad it's over. Wake gives us the TM for Brine, so finally Levi isn't useless. I taught it to him immediately. I then chase the Galactic Grunt to Lake Valor, get the secret potion from Cynthia, and start the trek to Celestic Town. This trip is mostly fine, except for another awful Ace Trainer double battle. God,
I hate those ones! I think Ace Trainers are my least favorite trainers.
Really just...
They're so, like, cool looking, but they're always the motherfuckers that are the strongest, which makes sense, okay, because they're Ace Trainers, but they're so difficult.
Not do well against Gyarados. I fight Cyrus in the Celestic Ruins, and the battle was a cakewalk. I almost swept him with Solomon alone, but a missed Rock Tomb forced me to switch to Porygon 2 to beat his Murkrow. But I ended up crushing him, then Cynthia's grandma gives me Surf. I immediately taught it to...
Can someone tell Cynthia's grandma she did a good job raising a really hot, sexy woman? Thanks.
Levi, and then I headed to various
These
places
trainers are fun to find.
Most notably the Flamethrower TM from Fuego Ironworks, which I taught to Ludicrist. After battling the trainers on Route 219, 220, and 221, I headed to Canalave. This town is a big deal because it houses the home of the Move Deleter. I can finally delete any unwanted and unneeded HM moves from my team, so I promptly deleted Cut on Infernape and Defog on Togetic. I beat my rival on the bridge, then rushed over to Iron Island for two very important things. Well, actually 3 since Riley gives me strength, but 2
I've always loved Riley. Is Riley single?
team-related things. The first is the Riolu egg, my final team member for this playthrough. Then immediately after Riley gives me that, I snagged the shiny stone, finally being able to evolve Gabriel into a Togekiss. I quickly fly to Pastoria and use the heart scale that I accidentally found back in Orberg to teach Togekiss Air Slash its best move. Let
so
the serene grace
good!
flinching commence. I then head back to...
Yes, I have seen Kogita from Legends Arceus. Yeah, I'd also kiss that woman up. I'd lick her under boob sweat.
And bike back and forth for a while until I hatched the Riolu, which I named Luke, a book of the Bible and also short for Lucario.
Oh, okay, that's cute.
Finally have my final squad of 6, but then at this point I noticed that every member of my team except the genderless Galaxian...
Sorry, I'm already in that spot. We're gonna have to fight for that spot then, jeez.
...is male. I expected that from my starter and my Eevee since I knew they both had 87.5% male gender ratios, but I was surprised that all of the other 3 ended up being male. Like, even Togepi. I thought Togepi was mostly female. Nope. Turns out, it is 87.5% male.
I did not know that.
As is Riolu, as is Cranidos. Every member of my team that can have a gender is 87.5% male. It's wild. The only reason I can think of
breeding
is that
allowed.
They want to make it harder to breed gift Pokemon? I don't know. After some switch training with the Soothe Bell, Luke became a Lucario. He was still several levels below the rest of the team, but I felt safe tossing on the experience share and heading to the Canalave gym. The gym trainers were swept through easily, as was Byron's team. Ludicrous O-code all 3 of his Pokemon without taking a hit. I do all the stuff at the library, hear the Lake Valor explosion, then head there to fight Saturn. I make quick work of him, then head to Lake Verity where I beat Mars in a similarly easy fashion. It was now time for me to make the frigid trek to Snow Point. I taught Lucario strength to spread the HM burden around a little bit, and then I headed to Mount
HM burden.
I was afraid
we don't have room in this team for the HM slave.
For a bit, because recall that I deleted Defog.
Only breed with the homies. Only breed the homies. True.
But thankfully there are no trainers in this room. A max repel let me run through it without a hitch. The rest of the trip was arduous, but doable. I was cautious and backtracked to the rest lodge multiple times, but before long, I made it to Snow Point. I immediately headed to the gym and beat virtually every gym trainer with Lucario in an attempt to help catch it up to the rest of the team. Then it was time for Candace.
I'm deciding whether right now if I'm gonna say what I'm going to say, but you know, I would prefer if my shipwreck stay in the chat, you know?
And most of the battle went smoothly. Lucario O-code Sneasel, Vaporeon O-code Piloswine.
I'm not gonna say it!
And Fernape O-code Abomasnow. Things only got sticky when Frostlass came in.
I hate the fucking double team. I hate this goddamn Pokemon and I love it at the same time.
Got up 2 double teams that made me miss 2.
Coward. Do I say it type 1 if I say it, type 2 if I don't?
2 flamethrowers in a row. It struck with a powerful psychic that almost KO'd Ludicrous, but thankfully he survived and landed a flamethrower OHKOing the Frostlass. Now that Candace was done, I could use Rock Climb outside of battle. I just didn't have it. I had to go back to the frozen wasteland and pick it up behind this guy's house.
I'm seeing more ones! Candice, dick fit in your mouth! Everybody clap. Everybody clap. Everybody clap. I'm so funny.
It's there on the first trip. I taught it to Infernape.
Type 1 if you think Poseidon's funny.
Because it still had an open move slot.
Type 2 if you also think Poseidon is funny.
From deleting Cut, and I didn't really care about the next move, which was Fire Spit. I climb up to Lake Acuity, see Jupiter taunt Barry, then fly to Veilstone. I begin progressing through the galactic headquarters, finding the dubious disc in the process.
I regret posting that one.
This finally allows me to evolve Galaxian into Porygon Z, finally getting my entire team to its fully evolved state.
Yippee! I've never used Porygon Z in any playthrough. One of these days I should.
And take him on in battle. Despite taking some hits, Rampardos KOs both his Sneasel and Crobat. I heal up against his Honchkrow and hit a Rock Tomb, which barely doesn't OHKO.
Oh.
Why does this keep happening?
I don't know, Mikey. The game, I'm telling you, the game just hates you.
My next Rock Tomb misses because of course it does, and then Solomon goes down. But no worries, I bring in Galaxian to finish off the Honchkrow. Cyrus gives me the Master Ball as a reward for winning, and I meant to sell this or toss it, but I forgot. My next fight is Saturn, and I didn't revive Rampardos before this fight because I didn't think it would be necessary. Porygon Z handles Golbat no problem, but then was rudely KO'd by Toxicroak. Togekiss
I forgot I hate Toxicroak.
then beats Toxicroak easily.
I like Forgs, but I don't like this one.
And then Infernape cleans up with a flamethrower on the Bronzor. I free the Lake Trio before beginning the climb up to Mount Coronet, a famously grueling journey. It turns out not to be too bad though, thanks to Max Repels.
I like
and
Mount
arrive at
Coronet.
the summit. The multi-battle with Barry versus Mars and Jupiter was my next fight, and Barry sends out Munchlax. I was disappointed.
What the fuck, Barry? Get with the program!
But also wrong. Barry's Munchlax was weirdly really good in this fight.
Really?
Imagine my shock when I see a Munchlax Oko a skunk tank
Jesus Christ!
6 levels higher than it. To be fair, it had been screeched earlier, but by Munchlax,
there was also
so
the
it
crit.
gets credit for those strats. The goal match
You know
proved
what? I'll let this one pass.
to be pretty annoying with dodging attacks and outspeeding us, and again, barely surviving hits. But despite Porygon Z going down, I still finished off the battle without too much issue. Also, very important side note, there was a good chunk of the battle where it looked like Skunk Tank was constantly smelling Perugly's butt.
Stinky yearns for more stinky.
He heals his squad, then Cyrus does his evil time and space mumbo jumbo. I follow him into the distortion world, then meet back up at the end. The infamous
Do you think me and Cynthia could kiss in the distortion world?
battle with Cyrus from my first Nuzlocke begins. Infernape Okos the Houndoom with no issue. Porygon Z lives a waterfall from Gyarados without flinching and fires back with a discharge, which Gyarados barely survives.
How? You're 4 times weak!
What is it with this playthrough? Cyrus heals Gyarados back up while my second discharge gets it down to red health. But Porygon Z's health is now too low to live a waterfall.
Man.
I decide to sack off Porygon Z and bring in my fastest Pokemon Ludicrous in order to outspeed and finish it off. I knock out a Gyarados with a flamethrower, something that I don't actually think I've ever done before. Rampardos
Hey, you gotta do what you gotta do. I respect it.
handled Crobat with ease, and while the battle against Honchkrow needed some healing, after barely surviving a Night Slash, Rampardos O-code it. Weavile then tried to make Lucario flinch with a fake out, but Lucario's inner focus prevented that. The first time I've actually seen this happen. Lucario easily
That is pretty
defeats
epic.
Weavile with an Aura Sphere. My next battle is Giratina, which I must defeat
Garantina did nothing wrong.
because obviously I can't catch it. I tried with Rampardos for a short bit, but then Giratina went for a Shadow Force. I switched to Gabriel to absorb the hit, and then several air slashes later, Giratina goes down. I beat the devil with an angel. It was now time for the
That's a little poetic. I do like that.
Sunny Shore Gym, which I was deeply concerned for, since the only ground move I had was Earthquake on Rampardos, no one on my team resisted Electric, and they were all pretty underleveled. I decided to go in with the strategy of keeping Rampardos alive as long as possible and see if I could pull something out of my butt. If I don't, I'll try again after some grinding. He leads with Jolteon and I with Infernape. Jolteon paralyzes Infernape with Thunder Wave, but I'm able to land my close combat. Unfortunately, it's not enough to KO. On the
Rip.
next turn, when he heals, I get fully paralyzed. The following turn, I try for Flamethrower as to not make myself too frail, but it's far less damage than what I need. Charge Beam does a good chunk too, so I have to heal with my only full restore. Jolteon's next Charge Beam almost Okos Infernape, but that's fine because now I can simply outspeed in close combat on the next turn. Unfortunately, Jolteon had Quick Attack, and Infernape goes down. I bring in Lucario and barely live a Charge Beam, allowing me to KO it with close combat. He brings in Raichu, and I decide to stay in to get off one more close combat before fainting. However, Raichu is faster than I realized and outspeeds Lucario, KOing it. Yeah, I probably should have done a bit more research, cause a lot of his team is surprisingly speedy. I bring in Porygon Z, hoping for Focus Blast to be Focus Blast and miss a lot. The first one doesn't miss, but I thankfully survive and hit back with a Signal Beam. The next Focus Blast misses, so more damage. The next one misses again, and I think I've beaten Raichu, but no. Barely survives. This game genuinely hates me. Okay,
I think so too.
an exaggeration. I did, after all, just dodge 2 Focus Blasts in a row, but come on.
That is pretty lucky.
I was salty. It was now my 3
I mean, it's kind of happened to him throughout this entire playthrough, so I understand.
Pokemon against his 3 Pokemon, but 2 of my standing 3 are weak to electric. Things were not looking good. I bring in my fastest conscious Pokemon to finish off Raichu, that being Togekiss. Unfortunately, it's still not fast enough, and I take some Charge Beam damage before finishing it off.
Man.
His next Pokemon is Luxray, and I decide the best course of action is to pray to the Flinch Gods. They give me 1, but that's it. Gabriel goes down to a Thunderfang after I land 2 Air Slashes.
Oh,
I decided it was time to bring in
Gabriel.
my ace Solomon, because Levi had no hope of doing anything here. Luxray hits with a Thunderfang and it does a disappointingly large amount of damage, but my Earthquake KOs it. Electivire is the last one left, so I bring in Vaporeon to take a hit while I heal Rampardos.
No, don't sack me! Don't sack
Thunder Punch and a
me!
quick attack later, and Vaporeon is done. It's now Rampardos versus
Rest in
Electivire.
peace.
Winner
Can we get some 07s in the chat?
take all. Thunder Punch does about half, but doesn't paralyze, and thank Helix, Earthquake, Okos. The battle is over, and I get my final gym badge despite being underleveled. So, pat myself on the back for that. Okay, yes, I used 6 Pokemon compared to his 4.
It's okay.
and also
You,
did
like
a lot
I
of
said,
damage,
you
but-
gotta do what you gotta do.
Hey, come on, I already
I
can't
respect
catch any
it.
Pokemon. Don't want to make this too
Thank you for the
hard. Jasmine gives
follow.
me the HM for Waterfall, which I teach to Levi. I then head off to the Victory Road and get through it with little incident. I had some Pokemon faint along the way, but reviving them wasn't an issue. I make it through and arrive at the Pokemon League. I have one final battle with Barry before entering the league. And may I just say how much BS it is that his flying type has a super powerful fighting type move that is super effective against my 2 Pokemon who have super effective damage against it?
We watched the best Pokemon in every game video earlier, and Staraptor's just broken, man. I don't know what else to tell
It was
you.
ridiculous.
Such a good Pokemon.
I ended up having to beat the freaking Staraptor with Togekiss. The rest of the battle wasn't bad though. He did some cheeky switches, but I handled them just fine. Barry was done, but I wasn't ready for the league just yet.
True.
My team was levels 48 to 51, which is definitely not high enough for the league since Cynthia's Garchomp is 62. It was time to grind. I got the entire squad up to level 55, then gave them a rare candy each. Once the grinding was done, I flew to the move deleter to get rid of every HM except Surf and Fly, because those moves are pretty good, and replaced them with much better movesets. This was the final moveset for each member
Dang. Yeah, this is pretty good.
of the entire team before I
We love the double close combat.
headed into the league. Aaron was first up, and this battle was a joke.
Disgusting.
Rampardos, Togekiss, and Infernape handled every Pokemon easily. Next
I mean,
was
Aaron's
Bertha,
low-key
another
kind of
easy
a joke.
battle. Togekiss's Grass Knot plus Vaporeon's Surf and Ice Beam OHKO'd her entire team. Next up was Flint. This battle was a bit tougher than the first 2 due to the prevalence of electric and grass moves on his team. While Houndoom was easily dispatched, my attempts at using Rain as a strategy didn't go as smoothly as I'd hoped. Their electric attacks still hit hard, and at one point Sun got set up.
Oh my
But after
God.
some weather wars, a bit of healing, and an evolution face-off, I won with Vaporeon being the only one to faint.
Yeah!
The next battle was
Wait,
Lucian,
no!
and oh my
I only won with Vaporeon.
god, this was probably the most intense battle of the entire playthrough. Mr. Mime was
Not
easily
Cynthia?
KO'd with Payback, but not before setting up Reflect. Lucian brings in Bronzong,
No.
which I attempted to KO using a Mold Breaker Earthquake to bypass Levitate. However, Reflect prevents it from OHKOing, and of course, the second one leaves it with just a sliver of health. He heals back up, and my next Earthquake does way less damage, meaning I needed to
Jesus
reconsider how to handle this.
Christ.
I bring in Vaporeon to tank his Calm Mind boosted attacks, which works well enough, and then I finish it off. Next was Alakazam, which was
A nightmare?
really strong. I bring in Solomon for a payback that
I mean, Alakazam is just a good Pokemon. Fast and strong.
knew would OHKO, but Alakazam outspeeds and OHKOs with Focus Blast. I bring in
'Cause of
Porygon
course
Z
it
hoping for a
does.
Focus Blast miss, but nope, another Pokemon down. I now have no idea what to do because Alakazam outspeeds my entire team. The only Pokemon I have left that could survive a hit from it is Togekiss, so I bring in Gabriel. And then I realize Gabriel knows a physical move. Fly, a move that I never used in battle because Togekiss is a special attacker, proved to be my saving grace. With Alakazam's poor
Fly
physical
for
defense,
the
I'm able to take
win!
it out with with 2 flies, but not before taking a ton of damage in the process.
Youch.
Out comes Gallade, which I am confident I'll body with Air Slash, so I don't heal up Togekiss. Unfortunately, I was
Air
wrong,
Slash.
and it only does half. Gallade's Berry heals it, then it KOs Togekiss.
Damn.
I bring in Infernape to use Shadow Claw, hoping for a crit,
Damn.
but I don't get it. However, Infernape miraculously survives a Psycho Cut, and since I outspeed, a Gallade heal and 2 Shadow Claws later, Gallade is down. His final Pokemon is Espeon, and I hit it with a Shadow Claw before letting Infernape fall. I bring in Lucario,
Rip.
expecting to outspeed and finish it off with close combat.
Surely that
However,
happens,
I do not
right?
outspeed, but thankfully Lucario lives with only 24 health.
These are all very close calls.
Espeon goes down to the close combat, and I win the battle. God, that was intense. I had 2 Pokemon in red HP left standing when I won that. It was close. I heal up though, and now it's time for the final battle with Cynthia.
Here we go.
Gabriel beats
Thank you for the
Spiritomb with
follow.
a few air slashes, no problem. Solomon spectacularly survives an Aura Sphere from Togekiss, but Rock Slide is barely not enough to KO. She heals and I Rock Slide again, doing less this time. I decide it's best to let Solomon faint so I can bring in someone else safely. I do just that and bring in Luke to clean up with extreme speed. Ludicrous easily dispatches her Lucario with close combat. Next was Milotic, a tricky Pokemon to deal with because of its bulk. While Galaxian's Thunderbolt does half, Milotic is faster and does more than half. I bring in Levi to absorb Milotic's water attacks and heal Galaxian. Switching Galaxian back in was risky though, so I go for a Brine that does too little to work. I switch in Luke to resist a Dragon Pulse, then finish Milotic off with close combat.
Dang.
Next is the big bad Garchomp.
I love Garchomp, one of my favorite Pokemon. Oh, shoot, I'm muted.
For this exact purpose. Garchomp outspeeds and goes for Dragon Rush, as expected, and Vaporeon survives. Ice Beam lands, and thankfully, Okos. If it didn't, I would have been in trouble. Her last Pokemon is Roserade, which Gabriel easily defeats with a pair of Air Slashes. The battle is over. Cynthia is defeated, and I have beaten the main story of Pokemon Platinum without throwing a Pokeball at a single Pokemon, proving it is possible to beat at least one Pokemon game without catching any Pokemon. Thank you guys so much for watching
a really
this
good
video,
team comp.
and if you want to see some more playthrough challenge videos from me, let me know down in the comments below. Also, if you want to see some more of my fun Pokemon content in the meantime, I recommend this video here. Alright, that's all I have for now, so till next time, be fans. Gotta catch them
all. Fun. And I was technically a part of the winning team, chat. I was on the winning team. I was there. Yup. Chat, I really need to pee. Oh my god, wait, we have 67 viewers. Please keep it like that when I come back. I will be back. I need to pee. We'll probably watch, like, for sure, at least one more video. If I'm feeling it, we'll watch another one. We'll see. Alright, it's piss girl time. Please behave while I'm gone. Please behave while I'm gone. You promise you'll behave, chat. Okay. I'll be right back. Do you guys miss me? Do you guys miss me? I peed! Are you proud of me? Dang, girl, you pissed fast. I was gone for like 4 minutes, maybe? I was only gone for like 4 minutes. Oh. Anyways. I did wash my hands. I did. Let's get to it. I did not pick out a 4th video. I'm really tempted to go watch the Morpar shorts, the ones we didn't watch that are on his channel. Also, I know some people were really mad about like the compilations, like these ones, and I would just like to say sorry. I just thought it was like the most convenient for me to watch it in this form. I didn't mean to make people mad about it. I genuinely didn't like really think it through, if that makes sense. So I'm sorry to those I made upset about watching the compilation videos. So I will, moving forward, will only watch compilation videos if it comes from the creator himself. So deeply apologize. I got a lot of angry comments on the channel, and I was just like, oh, okay. So I'll avoid these compilations. I just thought it, like, in my head, I'm like, oh, it's all together. So maybe that'll work best for me and like my videos, so I don't have to spawn like scroll. But it didn't like click in my head that it's best to support the creator by watching straight on their channel. So I deeply apologize. Wait, how? Really? Yeah, there were some people. Well, it wasn't everybody. I think the majority didn't find an issue with it, but there were some really angry people. Like, really angry people. And I was just like, oh, okay, I'll listen. I'm sorry. I didn't think it all the way through. But I didn't do it out of harm or anything like that. Like, it wasn't like, oh my god, I refuse to give any support to Morpars. You know? So basically what I'm gonna do, we're gonna go to Morpars shorts, and I think some of these we definitely haven't seen, but if I've already seen them, or like, I'll just scroll through. So we're gonna be watching more Morpars shorts because Morpars is really awesome. Anyways.
Have you ever wondered what would happen if God took a seal, jammed it full of steroids, and gave it a mouthful of razors? The answer is...
I love Toothless!
This fucking demon.
What is that? That looks like a cute little guy!
And that demon has a name. Leopard seal.
Do you guys see that? Was it a seal that's been going viral? His name is like Dean. I don't think his name is Dean. What's his name? I'm looking it up. He's been going, I think he's in Australia. He's just like this seal that keeps like bothering like people in this neighborhood. I'm looking for him. Is he a seal? Neil the seal. Yeah, Neil. There's like a seal named Neil. I guess he lives in Tasmania, and he's been causing havoc over there. Like, they keep trying to, like, get rid of him, and he keeps coming back. And I'm like, guys, just leave Neil alone. Leave him alone.
You can find them stalking the waters in Antarctica, and what makes them special is they are the only species of seal to be considered an apex predator.
What? Don't do disrespect again.
What does that mean?
What do you mean? He's like the cutest guy ever. What are you talking about? This is the villain from Happy Feet, really?
Fucking scary that nothing hunts them. They are the fucking Dark Souls boss of their ecosystem.
That's crazy. Oh my god, he's massive.
Once you look at them, pretty easy to see why, because to start with, they're fucking huge. Damn, boy, he's thick. They are 3 meters long and weighing at 600 kilos.
Oh my god! That's like the weight of one of my boobs.
Isn't that it's the same weight as 3 grand pianos? It's that despite being heavier than a vending machine, if it wanted to eat you, you would never see it or hear it coming. See, this ocean dinosaur has 2 ways of hunting. The first is it'll wait for you to get in the water and
Smart.
swim you down at 40 kilometers an hour.
That's a lot of kilometers.
But the other way they hunt? Jump scares. Let me paint you a picture. You are a penguin walking across the ice
I love the Madagascar penguins.
with your
They're
buddies,
so
and
cool.
there's a crack that you need to hop across to continue. And so, bloke in front of you walks up to the edge, eyes the gap, goes to jump, and...
Oh no! Wait, you guys are right. I'm remembering now. For some reason, as a kid, I thought this was a shark.
Yet the leopard seal that currently has your mate in his mouth has been patiently camping
I think he's innocent. Raise your hand if you think he's innocent.
under the ice for the past 3 hours, waiting for you to get close enough to be snatched into the KFC bucket. And if the bite from the mouthful of combat knives
Why? What is magic anus balls? Chat, hello?
doesn't finish ya, the seal thrashing the body back and forth like a
Oh my god,
ragdoll,
that's violent.
skinning it alive and flinging its limbs all over the place as the other penguins watch, probably does.
Getting clipped a lot. No! I love that.
This tiny bug
Oh,
can
it's
kill you
kinda
with a
cute.
hamburger.
What?
This nasty little
Am I missing something?
fucker is a
Kappas in Japanese mythology would try to steal a person's soul by pulling a magic orb from the person's anus. Are you saying we all of us have a magical orb inside of our anuses? Listen, I'm not letting anyone touch my chocolate starfish.
Lone Star tick. You can
Oh, I hate ticks.
find them in the United States of America.
I fucking hate ticks. I've never, like, seen ticks before, and I've never had them. And thank God none of my pets have them. Listen, I give them, like, those anti-flea, anti-tick things, okay? I just hate the idea of, like, a tiny bug just embedding itself in you, sucking, like, your blood. I don't know. That, like, really freaks me out.
And Mexico, and you may be wondering,
That's a little too close to home. I'm not gonna lie.
how does a hamburger become a murder weapon? Well, considering Lone Stars are only 3mm long,
I
we
go
can
on.
safely rule out the thing picking up a cheeseburger and fucking beating you to death with it. What the tick will do, however, is bite you. And that bite is what begins the hamburger to homicide domino effect.
How?
You see, Lone Star ticks are parasites, and they're aggressive ones at that. They are one of the only species of tick that can catch your scent and run you down
What?
just to take a bite. And
I'm okay, dude. I'm good.
when those fangs sink into you, you will feel
So souls are in the butt? Gives a different meaning to Soul Eater, man.
nothing. The bite itself is painless. The bastard will
Can't
latch on
feel
you
it.
for up to 7 days, sucking the blood out of you and inflating itself like a fucking balloon before rolling his fat ass away. The problem is, while it was there, planted a fucking bomb.
What?
That bomb has a long fuse. In fact, you'll be completely fine for about a month. Until one day, you go on a Macca's Mish with the boys and decide to grab yourself a succulent cheeseburger.
Oh, yeah. A once a month food for me is I definitely get a Big Mac. Big Macs are awesome. Are they good for you? Absolutely not. But I'll have it like once a month.
It's not even the first cheeseburger you've had in the last month. So you suck that shit down like Kirby and think nothing of it. Till around 6 hours later, when it starts
Or 7 hours later?
to get a little bit hard to breathe. Super cool Lone Star tick fact. Their bites can give you this nifty little thing called alpha-gal syndrome. What's
Huh?
that? Oh, it's just a complete fucking allergy to red meat. It
What?
takes about
If I ever develop an allergy to red meat, please actually just kill me.
a month.
That or seafood. If I develop a seafood allergy, just kill me. Just kill me. Just
But when
absolutely
it does, eating it
put me
causes
out of my
vomiting,
fucking misery.
diarrhea,
The explosive diarrhea parasite?
And in some cases, anaphylaxis, which is why your throat is closing up and you are collapsing to the floor due to oxygen deprivation caused by a fucking Big Mac.
I would cry. Papa.
This fish
Look, he's kind of cute.
has a gun.
If I couldn't eat sushi, I would die. Facts. I would also die if I'm not able to eat
This
sushi.
bad boy is an archerfish, and based on the description, you'd probably assume that Faye's fins here is found in the US, because, you know. But no, it may come as a shock to you, he's actually Australian. And now that you've got that piece of information, it should come as absolutely no fucking surprise to you when I tell you the reason it's packing heat is bugs.
Huh? Excuse me?
See, these bad boys
Hello?
love eating insects. And specifically, they quite enjoy bugs found in the air or on land. And as the 9,000 IQ individuals among you may have figured out,
True. I do have 9,000 IQ, believe it or not.
that's a problem because it's a fucking fish.
Hello, how are you? I'm under the water.
Last I checked, the motherfucker can't just swim through the air, which is why it's running a ranged build. But when I said gun, I meant less buying a deagle and more a super soaker. See, when an archerfish spots a happy meal
Me when I squirt.
hovering over the water, they will gently float their way up to just below the surface. They then lock onto their target, adjust for wind, and then suck in the water and spit it up to 3 fucking meters, nailing the target. And
What
as
do you
it
mean
turns out,
this fish can squirt on me?
water gun is a super effective move.
Oh my
Knocking
god.
the insect into the water, where the archerfish just swims
Wait.
over and grabs it like
This guy has good aim.
a snack.
This is what Remoraid is based on? Wait, that's kind of
What
cool.
cracks me up about this is that, yeah, they do it to put food on the table. They can also do it purely to fuck with people.
Just for the love of it.
This fish this spider
I don't like this already. What is that?
is a cowboy.
Oh, Southern. He's from the South.
This is a bowler spider.
I don't like it already. It looks really, really scary.
You can probably find one in your backyard
Don't tell me that.
because they are fucking everywhere.
I'm good, brother.
USA, Mexico, South America, Madagascar, and of course, Australia.
I hate it here.
And the reason I'm calling it a cowboy is because it uses its web like a lasso.
Wait, that's kind of cool.
You see, where a standard spider sweats its ass off, spinning thousands of strands into some elaborate art piece, hoping that a fly headbutts it, the bowler spider does not fuck with that complicated bullshit, and it spins up a single strand of web with a sticky bit at the end, kind of like one of those plastic hands.
Oh, I loved those.
And instead of
I also
praying
love to yoink.
God that a fly shows up, the bowler spider has a guaranteed way to grab a meal. Seduction.
Oh! Hey, baby, wanna come to my web?
See, these bad boys can
Oh,
produce
God.
chemicals that perfectly mimic the pheromones of a female moth looking to reproduce.
Oh, wait, that's kind of impressive, I'm not gonna lie.
The males then catch the scent of the hot single moths in your area ad and float towards it like a pie on the windowsill. However, upon arrival, they do not find their moth bride.
No,
They actually find
bitches.
something that looks suspiciously like a strand of spiderweb. And while our moth friend here is trying to come to terms with the fact that he's been catfished,
Hold up. Wait a minute. Something ain't right.
the bowlers tosses out that web strand, sticks it to the moth, and fucking takes him.
No!
Dragging the very confused and probably still a little aroused moth into the branches, where it is
Oh my god, just imagine he's like fighting for his life and his dick is still hard. That'd be
bitten and pumped full of poison.
Oh,
I'm sorry,
Lord.
man, that's so fucking funny.
That is kind of funny.
He's going to continue his bloodline, and I just know on the way up to the spider, he was talking like, so no head. This spider is a cowboy. This spider
I hate
is
it.
a vampire.
Wait. I think vampires are hot.
Just not the way you think it is. This adorable little guy
Actually, this is kind of cute. This is a little cute spider.
is literally called a vampire spider. And as you may expect, for something named after Dracula, it craves one thing.
Blood.
Just one.
Let me suck your dick. I mean, your blood. Does anybody know what I'm referencing?
Problem with that.
Does anybody know?
They can't fucking get it themselves. You see, vampire spiders are a species of jumping spider, and jumping spiders basically
I have way too many jumping spiders in my garden. They kind of freak me a little bit, I'm not gonna lie.
never bite people or other mammals. Second off, they don't even have the right equipment to get your blood out.
I don't think you have the facilities for that, big man.
Because I didn't call it a little guy for nothing. They are only a completely average 0.3 inches wide. They straight do not have the strength or length to penetrate your skin.
Huh?
So that begs the question.
How?
Where the fuck do they get their blood?
Yeah, I was about to say, how do they do that?
What could a spider possibly get its hands on that carries human blood? Gotcha. Yeah, it's fucking mosquitoes.
Oh, they
spiders
eat mosquitoes.
specifically target these annoying fuckers, but not just mozzies in general. No, they wait for them to bite something first.
Oh, okay, they play the long game.
And then, once they've completed the blood heist and try to make off with the goods, the vamp spider hits the mozzie with a, "The fuck do you think you're going, cunt?"
Wait,
And
that's
jumps
kind of epic, I'm not gonna lie. That is kind of badass.
murdering the mosquito and sucking the blood out as a sweet treat. I guess if it's a vampire that kills vampires, it's less Dracula and more a blade spider.
I kind of love that.
Spider. Everyone fucking hates this guy for a
Oh, is this the guy in Hawaii who is like throwing rocks at the sea life? Dude, fuck this guy.
really good
I was tempted to skip this one, but I want everybody to go laugh at that dude and make fun of this guy. This guy's a genuine fucking asshole.
reason. You see, this
Hi, Warden.
is
Yeah, fuck this guy, okay? If you ever see him on the streets, I was gonna say beat the shit out of him, but like, I would just annoy the fuck out of him and make his life really miserable.
Igor Litvinchuk. And while on holiday in Hawaii, a local caught him in 4K throwing a fucking rock.
This is so bad. I don't know why he did this. Like, genuinely, why would you do something like this? How can you, as a human being, be this cruel? Like, what?
At the head of a Hawaiian monk seal called Lani.
Lonnie.
What are you doing?
Now, stoning was
I genuinely, if I saw this, I would have fucking tackled this guy and, like, actually beat the shit out of him. Is he probably stronger, bigger than me? Yes. Would I have probably gone to jail as well? Probably, but it would have been worth it.
wildlife already.
Just for the record, I've never been arrested before. I'm a very goody two-shoes, all right? I've never done any of that.
Qualifies you as a
But I would, to protect my babies.
grade A pump action. But this is especially heinous because the Hawaiian
Yeah, this guy's one of the reasons you don't fuck with Hawaiian locals. True. Dude, have you seen, like, some of the Samoans? They're fucking massive, all right? I've seen a 5-year-old Samoan, like taller than me before. It's crazy.
monk seal is
Have you
critically
seen the rest of this video? Miss Ambassador of Aloha suspect. Per my lawyer's advice, I am not supposed to talk about my fricker.
in danger. there's only around 50.
Look how cute, how could somebody want to hurt this thing?
1,500 of them left. Now, when locals rightfully tore him a new asshole and told him he was going to be fined for it, his response was, I'm rich. I don't care.
You know, you can be rich and not be an asshole at the same time. But just because you're rich doesn't mean you're exempt. You get to do whatever the fuck you want. What a fucking dickwad.
Yeah, as it turns out, the walking ad for birth control here probably should have paid.
This man should not be allowed to fucking procreate. I hope someone like neutered his ass in jail.
Because that shit went triple platinum viral and started.
Dude, if I was his kid, I'd be embarrassed.
Domino effect that wrecked his fucking life. He got doxxed. The 2 trucking companies he owns got review bombed into the fucking floor.
Thank fucking God.
And he pissed off the mayor of Maui so badly that he has personally directed the state and federal government to throw the book at the cunt. He is facing a minimum of a $70,000 fine and
oh, you're rich? You're rich? Go ahead and pay that then, motherfucker.
A year in prison. But charges take a while to stick, and he could still wriggle out of them with a good lawyer.
Hi, I'm Saul Goodman.
Which is why, while he was trying to
he needs Saul Goodman,
walk
man.
back to his hotel, someone who I will be referring to as Hawaiian Batman
Thank God for this guy.
Jumped him.
This response is why Hawaiian locals dislike white people sometimes. You know, I can't even blame them. Like, I've always wanted to go to Hawaii, but I also know that, you know, Hawaiians kind of like dislike tourism and all of that because people who come to Hawaii often don't respect like their culture and all of that. And I you know, I'm just like, not saying I would disrespect, but at the same time, I kind of don't want to like piss people off. So that's why I've never tried to actually make a trip to Hawaii because I don't want to be disrespectful or anything. But
the fucking
this guy is the reason why they don't like tourists.
Off of it.
Shout out to this guy.
Now,
I hope this guy didn't go to jail or get any sort of charges.
I would never condone vigilante violence, and neither does the Hawaiian government. But when they were investigating this incident, no one who saw it, for the life of them, could identify who did it.
I don't know. I've never seen this guy before. I could not make out any of his features. You know, it was just like he was in and out of there. No idea. Sorry, I can't be any more help, officer. Shout out to all of the people around.
It must have been the wind.
It must have. I don't know. I think you're hallucinating. I don't recall any sort of guy beating the shit out of someone else. Who would do something like that? And I'm sure if someone were to do something like that, it would have been for good reason. But that's just me. I don't know what you're talking about.
So, they never...
They're part Asian or Filipino or both. Yeah, a lot of Filipinos actually live in Hawaii.
Caught the guy. However, Hawaiian Senator Brenton Awa, after also making it clear that he doesn't condone violence...
Our attorney over here wants to make it clear we don't condone violence.
But
wrote the guy a letter of recognition for protecting the environment...
Shout out to the Hawaiian government.
And dubbed him the ambassador of Aloha. With
the Hawaiian government knows what's up.
First of all, fucking based.
True!
But second, when they give the dude that bashed you an award, that is the universe telling you that you're a waste of air that should have been blown into a crusty sock, you...
I agree.
Everyone
Could somebody tell me where this guy's at and hopefully it's in jail? Jesus Christ. I hope he runs out of money, all his businesses fail. Fuck this guy.
A lot of people are scared of spiders. But did you know spiders...
Sorry, that kind of scared me.
...are also scared of spiders. More specifically, this...
What is that?
...demon.
What is that? Why is it shaped like that?
That is an assassin spider.
I don't like the way it looks. It's like actually freaking me out. It's actually freaking me out. It's actually freaking me out. I don't like it. 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 I don't like it at all.
Which makes a lot of sense when you learn that this ET-looking motherfucker...
Oh my god, it doesn't look real.
...was designed in a lab by God himself for one purpose, turning their extended family tree into a fucking McDonald's menu.
I'm good.
These things eat exclusively other spiders, and the way they execute their cousins is by using their own tools against them. See, they start their hunts by finding a succulent arachnid meal hanging out in its web. The assassin walks over and starts playing that silk like it's fucking Guitar Hero.
I don't like
You're right. The victim, and yes, the spider in this situation is a fucking victim, feels those vibrations in its web and assumes the fly it door-dashed earlier has arrived, gets up off the couch, and goes to grab its food. However, when they reach the front door and this fucking demon from the 7th circle kicks it down, they realise there is no DoorDash. They are the DoorDash.
They are the DoorDash.
And before the victim can fucking blink, the assassin stabs it through the chest. Because apparently the circle of hell this thing crawled out of is fucking London.
It's from London?
And once the victim is firmly impaled, it uses that long-ass neck and oversized jaws to lift it off the ground so it can't fight back while it is pumped full of venom.
Jesus Christ!
Once that happens,
what the fuck?
The assassin spider just
Joke is London is stabby land. Oh, okay. I missed it. It went over my head.
Holds the victim there.
I was about to be like, the British? It came from the British?
Stone cold staring at it as the life slowly fades from its eyes.
Jesus Christ. Hell to the no. I'm good.
I am reporting live from a dead whale.
Oh no, is this where the whale explodes from all the gases that's being built up inside of it?
But why am I here? Well, the year is 1970 in the town of Florence, Oregon, where a 14-meter, 8-ton dead sperm whale
you have to be really careful if you see a dead whale on the shore.
Spawned on the beach. And the reason
all their gases will build up and eventually explode, and there's gonna be whale guts all over the place.
That is a problem beyond smelling like shit. Is that when you leave a dead whale microwaving in the sun for too long, they have a chance to explode. So, this raised the problem. How the fuck do you get rid of an 8-ton dead body?
Yeah, how do you do that?
That big bastard's not fitting in the boot. Well, at the time, the Florence
No
Beach
wonder Whale Lord learns explosion.
The responsibility of the roadworks department. The roadworks department, however, had no fucking clue how to fix that, so they held the meeting to figure it out. What if we lift it up onto a truck? Our crane is rated for a ton. That thing weighs 8. You're like you trying to squat a fucking elephant. What else? What if we cut it up with chainsaws? What part of it explodes did you not understand? What if we blow it up?
Fuck, it's genius. I didn't know.
We gotta blow it up first before it blows itself up. Obviously.
So, Roadworks
obviously
called the Navy and asked if they were allowed to fucking atomize it. And this, being the USA, the Navy fucking approved it. Which is why I am now standing here with a giant crowd of spectators and a bloody news crew in front of a whale stuffed to the fucking blowhole with TNT.
Oh!
I mean, what could possibly go wrong? Well, as it turns out, no one on the road crew had a fucking clue how much TNT to use.
Oh no, did they stuff him too much?
We're not sure just exactly how much explosives it'll take.
So to make sure it got rid of the whale, they used 500 kilos.
Oh my god, no.
That's
a lot of TNT.
could go wrong. The crowd looked up in horror as whale chunks were launched 250 meters into the air.
Holy
Everyone was
shit.
coated in a fine mist of rotting flesh
This would have been my 13th reason.
as they ran for their lives to avoid being crushed by falling pieces of Mr. Krabs' daughter.
Why would you word it like that?
And while no humans were squashed, one piece of whale crushed a man's fucking car. But the funniest part is even after enough TNT to level a house, they did it wrong so it didn't get rid of the whole whale.
Oh, of course they did it wrong.
They still had to fucking bury it. I am reporting.
America.
This is the world's most poisonous bird.
What? This bird couldn't hurt a soul.
Which is weird.
It's very cute. Surely because it's cute, it wouldn't hurt anybody.
It does not naturally produce any toxins whatsoever. So how the fuck does that work?
How does that work?
This flying carrot is a hooded patooey, and it's basically nature's version of Kirby. But not because
Wait, that's
they
so
ate it all. No,
cute!
this little guy was discovered in Papua New Guinea back in the late 1980s by a scientist named Jack Dumbarker. And while handling the patooey in the field for his research, he very scientifically discovered a super cool bird fact. Touching them made his skin tingle like TV static before it went numb and then started to fucking burn.
Oh.
Upon further research, he discovered that may possibly have been because
maybe he's just allergic.
The secret herbs and spices God used to coat this sentient KFC bucket from beak to talon was fucking batraka toxin.
What is
the
that?
Same shit that coats poison dart frogs, otherwise known as one of the most potent neurotoxins on the entire fucking
Is he still alive?
planet. Because of course it's fucking neurotoxin. I cannot go 5 minutes without it being fucking neurotoxin. But like I said, they don't naturally produce it. No, they eat it. See, these fuckers love to eat these things called merillid beetles. And those beetles evolved batraka toxin specifically to avoid being eaten.
Oh my god. What the fuck?
That sign, however, did not stop the patooey, because it can't fucking read. Also, they have poison immunity. So, they eat the bugs, absorb their poison build, and redistribute it to their feathers and skin. Now, any parasites that bite them fucking die.
They just
Touching
fucking
them hurts you.
Oh,
and
Lord.
anything dumb enough to eat this forbidden zinger box enters the forbidden sleep. This is
I'm good.
the world's most
Never mind, I
poisonous-
don't want this bird anymore.
Did you know that whales can explode? Yeah,
Yes.
These bad boys can turn themselves into an all-natural IED, but they can't explode on command like a creeper. No, in order to pull or explode, it needs to be fucking dead first. In fact, it's got to die in a very
What movie was that scene from? Hello?
specific way. See, usually when a whale carks it, that fucker sinks like a stone and gets hoovered up by bottom feeders. But if it manages to
Oh,
wash
The
up on
Boys?
shore,
That's also on my watch list right now.
or it dies by beaching itself, there's nothing to eat it. No, what that house-sized corpse does do is sit there frying in the fucking sun starting to rot.
No.
Now,
The decomposition.
Fun fact about rotting corpses, they go through this cool process called putrefaction. Basically, all the bacteria in your gut start to break down your flesh, which produces a shitload of different gases. And if nothing punches a hole in the whale, that gas has nowhere to go. So
of course
the
it
corpse
doesn't.
begins to swell and inflate like a fucking balloon.
That looks like the thing in Subnautica.
I didn't know I had that mod on.
And it will fill with gas until its body can't fucking take it anymore, at which point it basically becomes a fucking boomer from Left 4 Dead.
We got a boomer.
The force of the gas can cause the skin to split and then Free Willy explodes all over
No!
the fucking beach. But anyone touching it could cause it to explode as well. Which is why if you see a whale corpse on the beach,
away!
whatever you do, do not fucking touch it. I just told you, don't fucking touch it. Did you know that whales can explode? I can fix your fear of
look, he's so cute. I like snakes.
snakes with this ridiculous.
Oh my god! Wait, what happened to him? Wait, Chad, is he okay? Oh, his eyes. Oh, somebody help him.
Ridiculous creature. No, that is not a snakeskin sock puppet. That is an actual real animal on this planet, and it's called the Arabian sand boa. And you may be wondering, why does he look like that?
Yeah, can you explain to me? Let me do it for you.
No, as much as it looks like it, God did not design this thing in the Spore Creature Creator after 10 fucking beers. No, it looks like a strand of spaghetti with googly eyes for camouflage.
He's just a baby.
So, I'm going to give you exactly one guess as to where an animal called the Arabian sand boa is found.
The Arabian sand boa. Huh. I cannot seem to figure out where it could reside. I don't know. If I guess I would think like Greenland or something.
That's right, the deserts of the Arabian Peninsula. If you got that wrong, I don't know what to fucking tell you, man.
You
Whoopsies.
stupid.
They're not.
And in order to survive in that air fryer, the sock here needs two things. Food, and not to be turned into food. Which is rather hard, considering this is not a fucking danger noodle, okay? This is a defenseless noodle. It is only 15 inches long, it has no venom, and the bite of an old lady without her fucking dentures in.
Oh, he doesn't have teeth?
So how does it survive? Simple. Digs a fucking hole like a Night 1 Minecraft player. See, they're nocturnal, so during the day, they bury themselves completely in the sand, which allows them to take a nice little nap without getting snatched up by a fucking bird.
Mirror, mirror, mirror.
Then, once night falls, those fuck-ass eyeballs finally serve a purpose beyond looking ridiculous.
Oh, no.
And that purpose is to sit just above the sand like a submarine periscope and scan for food. They then just wait for a mouse or lizard to get close before this vicious creature pops out of the sand like the worms from June and eats it. I'm sorry, I find the idea
He's so cute.
this stupid fucking snake killing anything so funny. Like, just imagine
He's
the
just trying his
you
best.
see before ascending to the pearly gates is fucking that.
It's okay. I actually want to see the comments for this one. Snake was drawn from memory. There's snakes, snacks, snocks. This is a snock. Danger noodle? No. French spaghetti? Yes. I don't fear snakes, but you destroyed my survival instincts around snakes. How could you hate this little guy?
This is the
I'm good.
The world's most disgusting
Pitbull, this is all your fault.
bee.
Brother,
Yeah,
Brother,
that is a vulture bee. Found on
Another one of those animals, insects that have animal names in it. No!
the
No!
South America, and you are probably wondering, what makes it so disgusting? And that's pretty easy to answer. It eats fucking rotten corpses.
Oh, what
Well, at
the
least that's
hell?
one thing that makes them gross. Yeah, the
One?
Left 4 Dead zombie diet.
There's more?
That is actually just the tip of the iceberg on how fucking disgusting these things get.
I hate
But
it
before
here.
you learn the
I
rest,
hate it here.
I'm
I
gonna
hate
teach
it
you
here.
about
I hate it
this.
here.
you like jazz?
See, a normal
I'm
beehive
good.
runs
I don't
on
like
two
jazz.
main resources: nectar and pollen. Nectar is used to create Winnie the Pooh's honey, and pollen is used as a source of protein. Now, the issue is vulture bees can collect nectar, but they are physically incapable of picking up pollen. So where
No
do they
pollen?
get their protein? Well, basically, roadkill. Instead of flying around and looking for a lovely floral arrangement, vulture bees will surf the skies until they spot a rather delectable-looking maggot-ridden corpse. Which they will then cave dive
what?
inside of through the
They go inside of
in
it?
eye sockets. Oh yeah, I told you they got grosser, and this isn't even the worst bit. Because once they're inside, they treat your fucking corpse like the deli at the supermarket, rooting around for the cuts of meat that they're after. But for the same reason they can't carry pollen, they can't just take the fucking meat out in a shopping trolley. No, what they do is scarf down the stacks of rotten flesh like a Minecraft player who's run out of food, fly back home, walk through the front door, and vomit it into another bee's mouth. Okay, well, not
What?
straight into its mouth. They're not savages. It goes into a bowl first.
That's fucking disgusting. That's so gross. What?
And then another bee eats it. And mixes it with spit and nectar to turn it into...
I'm actually getting a little nauseous. I'm actually getting a little nauseous.
a meat sludge that's
Oh.
gets eaten by the other bees. Yeah, I hope you weren't planning on eating anything anytime soon.
I'm good. I think I'm good for the day. I just had my chia seed pudding for breakfast, and that might be coming out later from my mouth after this. But I whatever hunger I was feeling, it's no longer here anymore.
This is the
look at it.
world's
That's so cool.
fastest chicken.
Yes.
This is the Tasmanian native hen.
Oh, it's so glorious.
Except no one fucking calls it that shit. We call it the turbo chook.
Turbo chook?
This bad boy is from the land down under. More specifically, it's only found in my home state of Tasmania. And as you may have guessed by
It
that
is.
nickname,
I didn't know they referred to Tasmania as the Australian Alabama. That's kind of funny.
chicken here is built for exactly one purpose: speed.
I am Speed.
It's Lightning McQueen.
But before I address it violating the speed limit, I've got to address the fact that it's a fucking fraud. So, despite that name, it is not remotely related to a chicken.
Oh?
It's actually from a family of waterfowl called rails. It's around 50 centimeters long, tips the scales at 1.5 kilos, and importantly, cannot fly for shit.
Watch your jet!
In fact, it is completely flightless. And that is a little bit of an issue because this is Australia, where at any given point, this mobile KFC bucket is a rock's throw from a fucking snake.
Is this real? Can we get a fact check?
However, Sonic the Hedgehog didn't trade in that pilot license for nothing. See, they still have wings. They just don't use them to fly. They use them as a spoiler, because when threatened, they don't fuck off into the clouds. No, Hen Racer here just drops gear into first, punches the throttle.
Oh, dear God.
Then tears off at
My Shadow
52
Works.
kilometers an hour. I don't think you understand how fucking insane it is for something the size of a chihuahua to break the speed limit in a school zone.
I have nothing. I have no clue.
So let me make a comparison to Australia's other flightless bird, the one we lost a war to.
Oh.
Emus are 2 meters tall, and when they run, they cover 3 meters per step. That is a total of 6 whole native hens per single emu footstep. So you would assume the emu gaps the fucking hen, right?
Oh.
Wrong.
No?
Hen Verstappen and the war turkey are the same speed. How the fuck?
How? Literally what?
This.
Oh God. I think I've had enough for today, guys. Some of this has really, my heart rate is up. Oh God. Whatever's in Australia, please stay there. Please stay there. And with that, I'm going to end stream. We've been streaming for a hot minute. So, I will be gone this weekend because I will be away for AX. So please don't miss me too much. The second channel will still be receiving uploads. So if you miss me, go watch my second channel or just watch my shorts as well. Friday again is the last day to order my merch. My spring merch for pre-orders. So if you don't want to miss out on this merch, go order them right now. Friday is the last day for pre-orders. There's really cool stuff. There's a cool Poseidon playmat, cool Poseidon stickers and keychains. They're really cool. The keychain's like only $8. So if you want to have me on your car keys, house keys, or anything, it's a great opportunity to support me and also get yourself something super cool. Also, if you're a dice set, which is really awesome, it's actually a really cool dice set. So I hope you guys can go get that because it's so cool. Anyways, if you haven't done so yet, go join my Discord server. Follow me on all my socials, Poseidon Mythos. And that's it for me today, guys. I hope you guys have a wonderful weekend. You guys should be seeing me again on Monday next week. Hopefully Monday on July 6th. We're probably going to do a catch-up stream. Probably some reacting. And if we have time, we can play a game or something. We'll see. We'll see how what my stamina allows. I'm sorry, chat. You guys will not see me for a hot minute. But, what do you call it? Definitely take a look out for my Twitter today because I'm going to be posting a little bit of spicy art. It's not that spicy, I promise. I love you guys. I love you, Shipwrecks. I will see you guys all very soon. Alrighty, take care of yourselves and bye-bye.